new campaign. I guess I can't. I gotta stop saying that soon. I think. As we move into game 7 tonight. Lucky. But we are excited everybody's here. You'll be able to catch us live Monday nights at 8:15 Eastern, allegedly, or on YouTube at any time. I think we had somebody last week, but I cannot remember who that person was.
I want to say James.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
First time I think anybody has called him James, but
yeah, 2 things. One, it wasn't because I wrote it in last week.
First of all, it was Ian.
Oh, it was Ian.
Oh my god.
Oh, I was 2 weeks ago.
Whatever.
All right, who wants to earn extra brownie points and just YOLO it?
Oh God. No.
I'm about to just DC because he called me James. What the fuck? I'm still upset on that one.
Yeah, where did that come from?
All right, well, I guess
That was his name.
I will do it since we don't have any volunteers, and I should have caught the fact that Ian was not coming this week and still took a rotation. Last week, when we joined our intrepid adventurers, they recovered from a night of partying, but also were kind of troubled by some of the events. A mysterious imaginary friend that appeared to be perhaps not so imaginary seemed to be hunting Riona / protecting Riona. It's a little unclear, but one way or the other, it seemed to kind of corner Seris threateningly, but did not reveal itself fully. And as the party kind of discussed that and discussed the road ahead, they were offered a little bit of a gig, a job, a ride along with a paladin friend of Riona and Liam, named Bastion, in apprehending a dangerous fugitive. In doing so, there were some injuries, but you guys managed to come out on top and capture the fugitive, the boxer. And as Bastion returned with him and paid you all your share, you all turned to the road beyond. Did I miss anything there? Anybody else got anything to add? Nope.
No,
All right.
not too much summing it up.
Yep.
In that case, chapter 6. Or nope. Man, this is a really rough start today, isn't it? I'm going to cut this out of the tape. Chapter 7. As the party continues north, the road weighs heavy. The comforts of Allard are quickly left behind you, and your destination remains far beyond. First, your path meanders through the broken hills of Eldara. Few have settled these lands since the orcs were driven out centuries prior. Those that do are not likely to entertain company. They live out of sight from the roads and cover their tracks with care. Black-tailed dachshund and yellow-feathered mountain singers are your primary company, and even they flee at your coming. This muddied trail makes you long for the fine-packed and stone-laden paths that surrounded White Sinks. But luckily, the dwarvish carts that pass through leave distinct troughs, else you would have lost your way. After a long day, you come out of Veldara, at last onto a rocky plain that surrounds the Quattle Mountains. The clouds have parted for a moment, revealing the sinking sun and the grand scale of the mountains around you. To the north, you see the 5 sons of Ulrich, a line of mountains that marks the end of the Quattle Mountain Range. Beneath their gray peaks sleeps the darkened hulls of Ulrich, the first of the Dorgenreichs to fall. But your eyes are pulled instead to the east and the south, for there stand the Empyrean Mountains, behemoths that have no equal in all the records of elf, man, or dwarf. Your eyes cannot easily understand the scale of these peaks, and it appears for a moment their roots are covered in grass. But as your eyes begin to focus and you begin to really take them in, you understand you are seeing great trees. Rising high above all the others is the king of the mountains, Endelos. All of you have seen it portrayed, either in books or paintings or portraits or mere description. It is easily recognized. It is between these ranges, the Quaddle and the Empyrean, that the gate of Coltinen, your destination, lies. Tomorrow you will enter the gap of Rälira and begin your ascent. But tonight, you must find shelter as best you can within this desolate plain. As you guys kind of come to the end of your really functional time on the road, you begin to grow weary and know that soon you'll need to make shelter and rest. But as you look about, you don't see much of a place to pitch a tent or find protection from the wind or really even stay out of sight. Luckily, the trail has kind of widened into just kind of a general like half-mile tract. And because of that, there isn't really anything very distinct. And the place is so immense, you imagine that, you pitch your tent low and below a rise, and you probably wouldn't be seen. You'd just be lost in the visage. But it's up to you guys. What would you like to do?
I don't have any issue with that.
No.
Can maybe work the ground a little, so it's a bit more manageable than just loose trail.
That sounds fine. I wouldn't mind a rest. I know Liam probably needs one after fighting.
Yeah. He did give me quite the walk.
Here, Samuel, you mentioned you could also move the earth.
Yeah.
How about we make it a little more comfortable?
All right. Yeah, I can do that.
And using move earth, I guess we just make
Molt earth. Yeah.
one of the areas a little more, the ground a little softer, the rises a little higher.
Right. What would you say your priority is in the construction of this thing?
Elrich's would be something that's not going to be noticed.
All right. Can you go ahead and make we'll say, charisma survival check?
Can I ask why charisma?
You may. It is. Mhm.
Oh, never mind.
It is to blend in. It is to match the surroundings. It is kind of a unorthodox thing, but in this instance, it's just kind of what we're rolling with.
All right. That's a 3.
I think you are being assisted by Samuel, but Samuel may also independently make a check should he prefer.
Make it independently.
Yeah, I will make an independence because I do not have survival, but I at least have. Okay, so just a rock charisma check then.
Yeah. Guess what?
Got an
my
8.
jump stat is.
That's not my jump stat. I just can't roll.
So I will say that the first of all, the mere act of doing it has value in and of itself.
Survival, Jimmy?
I do not. Nature. It's a nature.
Same.
Okay.
So what I will say is that when I do these rolls, they are something that goes on top of other things. It is not like if somebody's looking for you, they're going to roll against this. And that's why things like charisma survival, there's a reason for it, but I can't tell you exactly why. But in this instance, you managed to put it out of sight and relatively undisturbed, relatively leave the ground undisturbed, so that anybody not looking directly for something would probably overlook it.
All right.
Neat.
But yeah, what would everybody else be doing?
I'm gonna go collect wood for a fire,
I'll help.
I guess.
And as you kind of look about, the challenge of that begins to kind of set in. That probably the closest real woods were the ones you left behind maybe half an hour before.
I mean, we do have time, so.
But you do, as you look around, there is some brush, some other things, but you imagine it, like brush does, it's going to burn fast and probably pretty heavily.
I mean, we could probably set up like. I mean, we could. If it's 30 minutes out, that's.
You would still have time to go there and do it. Yeah.
No, that'd be very doable.
Okay.
I would say that it would be taxing, but I don't think either of you were particularly heavily taxed earlier in the day. So.
No, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I'm okay.
But yeah, go ahead and make one of you make a, we'll say survival. You can just make survival checks. We'll just use survival. Let's just throw survival.
Okay.
Survival everywhere.
Nice.
Just, I guess I won't crit on that, but it's good enough.
Yeah, you guys are able to find a good amount of wood, and not just any wood. You're able to find pieces that you're looking for. You're able to find large, dry pieces, ones that will burn slow and create a lot of kind of ash and smolder, but not create a lot of smoke.
Great.
And yeah, you're able to return to the camp, and I will say, just using those survival rolls, you're able to easily start the fire.
Cool. I'm gonna start cooking the meat that we fucking took from I took from the tavern. That was supposed to be for some creature that didn't show up.
We're gonna look around the campsite and see if she sees anything. Speaking of creatures.
Right. Make a perception check.
Oh, where did that go? There it is. Oh boy.
You had seen something that seemed recognizable earlier as you were traveling, but now as you look out, you don't see anything at the moment.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else?
After the site's set up, Elrich's gonna get back to trying to figure out the book.
Seris would probably try to set up the tents during this time, but I don't imagine she'd be terribly proficient at doing so, and so it'll probably be a rather struggle. But I think
go ahead and make an intelligence survival check.
Oh boy.
So would that be
just roll intelligence and then add your proficiency to it should you have proficiency in survival?
I don't, but jack of all trades.
All right. I think that applies. Yeah, I think
that should apply. It does.
Yeah.
All right. So that is that adding there in there already or not?
That's what the one.
Yeah, because that's where that +1 is coming
Gotcha.
from. And
yeah, it just takes a long time. It's not that you can't do it, but you don't really know if it would stand heavy weather. But
she thinks she did a fantastic job.
You know what? So do I.
Do I get back in time to help her?
No. You guys were gone for quite some time, and it took her a long time, but not that. But yeah, I will say, as you guys have returned and lit the fire and Raknul begin cooking, that's right as the sun is really beginning to set. And you do catch kind of a little bit of a breeze, and you see clouds are kind of drifting in a little bit more, kind of a return to the more overcast weather that you had experienced the last few days, kind of this seems like it might be your last clear moment for a little while.
Well, let's enjoy this weather while it lasts. I suppose I would have set up the one tent that I have and maybe do some incense and some meditation to heal my broken body that got smashed by that large man.
I was just about to say, Riona's gonna sit outside and meditate in the direction of the sunset.
And so, you know, when you're able to heal, it doesn't necessarily just return you to full. Like it does, you know, you resuscitate, so to speak. You get all your strength in a mechanical way back, but it doesn't like heal the individual bruises. It still hurts. It still hurts.
You just kind of stretch and get the blood pumping a bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You all are, if you don't have anything else to do, then that you're able to pass the evening relatively uneventfully. Would you like to set a watch?
Elrich will take first watch.
Riona will take second watch.
Right. Elrich?
Yes.
Actually, who's taking, let's see, how many watches do we need? 4 or 5?
4, I want to say.
There's like a theory of this, but
2, I mean, like, you know, it's like
2 hours.
2 hours, 2 hours, and we need
we'll call
8 hours total.
it 4 moving forward. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Who we need 3 and 4.
Well, I'll take the second one.
I'll go.
And then I can.
Take the last one so you can, get up with.
Oh, everyone's
that's
just off
true.
there.
I'll take the last one. then.
All right. So I've heard him. Elric, if you could make a perception check for him.
So Callie is going to make you a perception check because I can't see shit in the dark.
Callie also has blind sense.
Yes. That's a 6.
How far out does that blind sense reach?
60 feet.
So like Callie is like really good at looking at things in the dark that are nearby her.
Yeah.
But not really good at scanning like a wide open plane.
Yeah.
This is actually how this is going to work because you are technically both on watch. Because or unless you're actively like warging into her. And
so she is technically doing the watch. I'm right on the cusp of figuring out that last bit of code.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
It's like I know it's there. It's just gnawing at me. Well, apparently I just can't roll for shit tonight. That's an 8.
You know, it's like it's just a little. It's gotten to the point that it's just a little bit uncomfortably cold. Like it's not cold, but it's cool. And you haven't spent a lot of time like outdoors at this hour, like sleeping outside at night. Like you've spent time outside, but not like this.
Yeah.
Not after a long day on the road, and it kind of getting that chill in your bones. And you kind of shake and inhale and exhale.
I'll swap cloaks to my warm cloak.
And as you kind of sitting and taking a breath for a moment, something kind of clicks for you. And you flip back through the book to one of the spells you had been trying to kind of uncode. And really a whole section that you had been trying to uncode. And you understood that the word you were looking for, because this is all numerical code, but that you figured out long ago that there are certain sequences of number that equate to words, and that those words then themselves become the key to several pages. And this word is breath. And as you begin to run down, though you're not able to really get too far with it, you were certainly able to uncode a few pages. Spells.
Awesome.
A description of more or less how to focus one's energy core. There's a few words you don't understand because they aren't words, they're code.
Yeah.
And without knowing what word they're trying to reference, it's impossible to encode.
to the point I don't understand the spell, or there's just aspects I don't?
No. There's just aspects of the theory of it that you don't.
All right. Real quick, I'm gonna leave camp by about 30 feet, taking Callie with me, and I'm gonna try it out.
All right.
I'm gonna take like white pepper out of my component pouch. Just take a quick long drag off it, and just this like cloud of frost is going to exude from my mouth as I exhale.
Yeah, and as you do, you kind of focus that, and the theory of the spell, you would know it's almost like trying to slow down your metabolism when you're trying to create ice, or it kind of increase it and speed it up when you're trying to create fire. Each element has a different way of kind of focusing it on itself. And in this instance, you kind of slow down for a moment, let the breath cool within your chest, and then exhale. And where normally you would have kind of a puff of kind of visible breath in weather like this, there's nothing. But as it hits the ground, then it begins to condense, and you see kind of frost kind of run, and then you see it grow sharper. And the more times you repeat that, the more times you're able, or the stronger it gets.
After getting the hang of it, I'm gonna return to camp so that no one kills my friends in the middle of the night.
That will bring us to Riona.
Yeah. Um.
The night is late, but not yet to its midpoint. Can you give me a perception check?
I initially said second. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
That brings us to Riona. You're right. Sorry, that's my bad. That brings us to who was next?
I mean, I think it was either me or Nick.
I'll go.
All right, Raknul.
Yeah.
All right, you awaken.
Yeah.
Make a perception check. You do not have disadvantage because you have dark vision.
Yes. 18.
And the dark vision helps you primarily up close. It lets you see if there's things approaching your camp. Beyond 100, 200, 300, 1,000 feet, it's still just as dark as for anyone else as you stare into the kind of blackness around you. But as the clouds are only about 50% of the sky now, you're able to kind of look up and you see the stars. And the light they are casting is enough to give a kind of dim lighting once your eyes adjust to the kind of valley around you. And you see a number of stars, and your people have names for them. You imagine these people have different names. Nothing more eventful than that happens during your watch. All right. Are you next, Jimmy?
Yeah.
All right. As Samuel awakens, can he give me a perception?
Yeah. Nine.
Classic. Dude.
9.
You know, Samuel is... he seems like kind of a distractible person. Maybe I've pegged that wrong. But in this instance, he does get a little... his attention is divided. And he kind of looks up and he realizes that while he has kind of been zoned out, the sky has now filled with clouds. There's an even colder wind is kind of blowing in. And as he kind of sniffs once, there's a really foul smell. He can't place, it's almost like rot. But like it's just for a moment. It's just a little bit of a scent. And then your nose kind of grows red from kind of the cold weather, cold breeze around. And it's weird because like It's summer. This is pretty cold. But other than that, your watch passes uneventfully.
All right. Riona, you're up.
Thanks, Samuel. I'm gonna get out of the tent and go sit in the middle of camp, facing east, so that when the sun rises, I'm facing towards the sunrise.
All right. Make a nature check for me.
Would I know where that is since I was facing towards the sunset last night?
Relatively, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll still make the nature check, but
Yeah, go ahead and make a nature check for me. So, I mean, I am going to go ahead and say that you guys are not like real big dumb. So, like, there are situations in which you might not know. But in a situation like this, a wide open plain where you watch the sunset the night before and you know you're headed towards the mountains, which are clearly in view on one side of you, you're able to figure out which way is.
okay.
And you especially are able to take a pretty good guess as to which way the sun will rise.
I feel like that's something that you learn a lot in Pelorphin classes. So I'm going to face east so I can see the sunrise, but also I'm going to take a quick glance around for my invisible companion.
You don't see him. Go ahead and make actually a perception check, and this is just for your watch in general, but also for that.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. You don't see him, but you do actually feel kind of a heavy weight on behind you about partway through the night, and kind of feel breathing in and breathing out as something large.
Can I reach back for pet?
And you are nuzzled.
Oh.
You roll to give scritches.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
You just keep looking that way, buddy, and I've got this side.
But yeah, as you sit, the sky begins to brighten towards the east, really east-southeast. Summer, and in this part of the world, that means the sun rises in somewhat the south. Though it's still, of course, mostly east. But as the sun does finally go up, as you kind of see this kind of palette of one color after another pass by, the single kind of bright point breaks the horizon, and it kind of casts long shadows down the whole of the mountains. And you can only catch glimpses of it occasionally because it is pretty cloudy now. But even only an occasional glance is enough. It's a moving vision.
Bless Pelor. He has carried us through this long night. And
You're making your prayers to the east.
yes. And common thing. And granted us this new day of adventure. And then I'm gonna do a literal sunrise salutation and then get up and wake the rest of camp and start cooking breakfast.
All right. And you do.
It's the sun.
Yep.
We're praising it.
Yeah, you all are awakened. You all are able to kind of make your preparations for the day ahead.
So this might be a slightly odd question. Does everyone have like a single like token or item on them that is unique to them? It's a magic. Humor me.
Riona pulls out her Pelor amulet that she wears all the time.
Yes, he has that as well.
And this is mine.
I mean, my staff's a little bit different. Most other staffs, I've kind of took some time to make this one out of the woods and decorate it the way I like.
Yes. So like that, something. So if someone was asking, "Hey, I'm looking for this specific item," it would immediately lead them to you.
Then yeah, definitely this.
All right.
Can I pull out a trinket of our childhood that Liam like carved for me that's like a mess that's like also attached to the Pelor amulet?
If people need time to think, you can just get me a list later. I would just like to have something for everyone that I could
Tracking
possibly
devices.
locate if need be.
Mm.
I like to think it is find your friend.
I'm good with what I said.
Right.
Rudimentary wood carving class
Alright.
from when we were 7.
Perhaps we should just start with not getting lost. That would be just wonderful.
Plan.
Yeah.
Sure.
Was there something else going on there?
No, I'm trying to get stuff for locate object.
All right. So, does anybody have any other preparations they'd like to make?
What's the weather like this morning, Chris?
Well, so the weather is, as previously discussed, there's kind of this awkward back and forth where there's clouds there's bands of clouds rolling in, and then there's bands of clear weather. At the moment, you're in a cloudy section.
Is it getting
brief
colder?
moments of clear light at the beginning of the day, right when at sunrise, but now the clouds are kind of coming in, and with them this time there's a pretty heavy fog. Probably reduces visibility inside maybe 400 feet, 500 feet, which is actually pretty significant. But that doesn't happen all at once. That happens across this is just begun, and it won't really be that thick until later in the day. I kind of spoiled it, but other spoilers.
How much of the meat did I have to cook from last night to feed all of us?
I mean, it wasn't a tremendously large amount of meat, so probably all of it.
Okay. I want to make sure.
I will assume that
You're like a large.
I had to did some rations.
Yeah,
Well-
we'll probably have substantial food.
So you actually did not need to eat any of your rations because you were fed by a plate of meat.
Yeah, but maybe I nibbled on some, get some stuff out of my pack.
Cut the weight down a touch.
All right, fair enough.
Thank you.
You filled up. All right. Well, sorry.
No.
Well, if there's nothing else, I'll say that I think so. For the audience's sake, some people have leveled. Some people have tasks they have to complete before they can gain the benefit of their levels. But those of you that don't at this level will at a later level. So keep that in mind. But those of you that don't have gained the benefit if you haven't for other ways of your third level.
Slightly less useless.
Still have the lowest HP in the party.
The road begins easy enough because it's wide and straight and pretty rocky, but like flat, smooth rock. So, no mud or anything, and it's a little bit hard to kind of keep track as the fog does get a little bit worse because you are in such a wide place and you can't see the major landmarks, which are these giant mountains anymore. But luckily, the sun is still somewhat visible as just kind of a orb, like almost pointless orb in part of the sky. So you're able to kind of use that as a guide and keep yourself as going north and somewhat east. And you begin to see these kind of faint shapes of the mountains through the horizon, and you see where the road the ways of the road begin to gather once more. And it seems that they all kind of come together as there's a little bit of a stretch that goes almost switchbacks twice up to the side of a cliff face. And as you guys come up on top of it, you can see fused stone, kind of a long band, a road that runs perpendicular to the road you guys are following, that kind of runs along the boundary of the mountains. And it's ancient, it's worn, it's broken in many, many places, but it seems to be kind of many small fused stones.
Do we have an idea of what we're looking at here on the map, or?
I can show you. Let me go. Broken table. So if you look, if you follow that road up from Allard,
Yes.
you will see this crossing here.
Perfect.
Where I put a big X or a small X.
All right.
I'm going to delete that X. But none of you offhand know what this is. You could make a check if you chose.
I'll make a check. What kind of check? History, nature, history. Let's go. History. Let me take off disadvantage. What? Hey, 14.
You don't really know anything about this specific road, but you would know that this sort of work is pretty dwarvish.
Okay.
It's stonework that is beyond your understanding, which is almost always dwarvish. They really like their work, dude.
So this stonework's a little bit beyond my understanding, and that almost always means it's dwarvish. I mean, they really like their rocks, man.
But departing it and continuing on your way becomes very clear, because it's the end of these giant mountains kind of are coming down, and you can't really see the whole range, but you can see the closer ones. And to your left, there's the kind of end of these gray peaks that are the Sons of Ulrich. And where they meet, there's just this really narrow, very clear V-shaped gap and valley.
Wow.
And the river that you had followed for many days now, the Fabled Fork, or the Fabled Fork, not Fabled Fork, I messed up, has swept back around the side of the last of the overworked sons and has rejoined you right as you come in.
Okay. So how would you describe the mountains, Chris? We're talking like Rockies or rolling hills at this
to point? Your left, to your left, which is north, are the Sierra Nevadas, and to your right are the Himalayas.
Okay. All right. Now we're talking.
You are currently standing on a desolate plateau, which is kind of an arid region that created by the hills and the mountains. It doesn't see much rainfall in itself, but the areas beyond and the areas behind both do.
Okay.
It's a pretty narrow kind of stretch.
I imagine things are starting to start getting cooler by tomorrow.
Things are already cooler as you walk along. It's the coolest you've felt in months.
How is everyone faring?
Well, the cloak definitely helps.
Already got the cloak on.
So far.
It's not that bad.
A horse would be nice. This walking isn't exactly my favorite.
I mean, on a scale of 1 to 20, how hard do you think it'll be to fight a horse?
Here, probably 20. When we return to town,
I don't know. I'd say that we're on a fairly well-traveled road. Probably more like 30%.
Well, I mean, if we're stealing someone else's horse, but I'd rather not.
I certainly didn't mention anything about stealing.
Not that I over enjoy walking, but we are also getting paid by the day.
At some point, we do have to complete the mission, however, so that we can get paid. Anyway.
Sorry, I was trying to find something. But yeah, as you guys kind of enter, it does grow a little bit darker and a little bit cooler just immediately as you begin to enter the kind of shaded vale. The sides of this place are so steep that light only hits the center for a few hours each day. And it has not gotten there yet as you've reached about, we'll say about 10 o'clock. And soon it should be coming over the top, but not quite yet. And you see there's a lot of older trees here. The trees have kind of returned. and there's a lot of greenery around them. But the trail kind of continues, and soon you find the mist thickens and really begins to kind of obscure even the larger shapes of the hills around, the mountains around. Right about when the road meets up with the Fable Fork properly. And you're glad to have a more refined road at this point, because you definitely need it in order to continue on forward, to know where to go. This is kind of a broken valley. There's a lot of, rocks that have collapsed down. There's a lot of kind of cliff faces that the road kind of winds through little tiny gaps in as you guys continue. And it is wide enough for a cart, but probably just wide enough for maybe a cart and a half. So pretty thin. And as you continue, the mist thickens enough to the point that it's almost like dusk-ish here. But about that point, the sun comes over the top, and it does kind of create this kind of white illumination, like it does after a snowstorm, where it's just kind of diffused light all around. So it's well lit, but that doesn't mean you can see through it.
But the path is well defined, so we're not.
And it creates these kind of like dark shapes around, kind of the forms of the trees. And as you kind of walk along, your foot crunches. Whoever would be in the lead.
I'll say I'll take point.
And you look down, and there's snow.
Wow. Snow already. What time of year is this?
Patch of it. It's the equivalent to August.
Okay.
It's summer. It's the actual month.
It's just one little patch.
As you look forward, you see more.
We are going uphill, right?
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
Okay, but
A little bit.
A little bit.
But we're still deep in the valley, so this is kind of odd.
And there's like one moment, right as you guys kind of feel this for the first time, that there is a frigid wind that comes out from the valley towards you. And you all kind of reel at a unplaceable but disgusting smell that you kind of catches your nose.
Would Samuel recognize this smell?
Make a nature check.
All right. We take those.
Exactly.
14.
You do not.
So it's not from the night before. Interesting.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Not to be paranoid.
I will say, as far as the smell the night before and this smell, both of them are completely unplaceable.
Okay.
So it's not that they aren't similar and that they're both completely unplaceable, but that you still can't recognize what its source is. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not trying to recognize the source.
But
I'm trying to see
I would say it is of a similar nature to the smell you smelled the night before.
Okay.
Well, frigid wind means it's time to put on your scarves, boys.
Not to be the parent Percy, but
Seris would most definitely bundle up at this first gust of wind.
Samuel would also like to put on his scarf and warm cloak.
She is not accustomed to the cold. And it is very apparent.
Close to noon, as the ground has really become almost entirely covered in a thin layer of the snow. There's no snow falling, for the record. It's just left over.
I'm gonna have Callie on my shoulder, and I'll be seeing through her while we're in the fog.
Oh. And that does open your vision. You see kind of it's not really echolocation, I don't believe, but it's close.
It functions similarly.
Yeah.
It functions similarly. It's not tremor sense though. But what you do see is you can see very clearly these kind of large trees around, and kind of you can't see the path clearly from her vision, but you can see where it is. You can see where there is nothing. There is no trees or there's no brush, and that you can infer that as the path.
I can see where my companions walking ahead of me are.
Absolutely. And you see something large, and the path splits on either side of it almost. And as you approach, not approach closely, but approach just within 60 feet, and really it begins to enter everybody's vision. It is a massive ancient tree. Do
I recognize this tree?
You don't recognize this tree, but you would know of what lineage it comes. It is one of the trees that is old enough to have been sung into the world by the elves.
Magnificent.
Can I run up and hug it?
You can.
Fucking hippie.
And the space beneath it has not been covered in snow. So thick are its branches and leaves that no snow has reached the ground below.
Amazing.
If hopefully Riona recalls any Sylvan, she's going to try to say hello to the tree.
I'll say make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Because you don't know Sylvan, but you have learned a little bit. Here.
Although she used it for a very different purpose.
I mean, I used it for
you would remember a greeting. Whether from that instance, which occurred in the pregame, or other instances. You've used language before.
She's gonna say greetings, Ancient One. In Sylvan, and
it doesn't react.
That's weird.
Raknul and Liam, you guys, I don't know if you players remember, because this did occur a while back when we ran our, a few games that we ran with some of these characters before the actual campaign began. But you all would both remember there is more to it than just speaking the language when it comes to getting a response from these trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they don't, the tree. They don't at Liam. Did I not say it right?
I mean, is it supposed to respond to every simple greeting it gets?
He liked me.
Is there something you'd like to ask?
Well, I'm a little interested in what's going on in the area, and I don't know.
Samuel.
Yes, Seris.
They do know it's a tree, right?
Yeah, I'm a little lost on that one too.
That Morgan is incredibly excited and vigorously kind of looking around it and picking up individual pine cones and acorns and trying to figure out which ones have fallen from this tree to figure out what kind of tree this is exactly.
I mean, as a druid, there's something about old trees and the elves. They can be a little bit magical, but I'm not really getting the excitement. I guess Riona is a part elf, but I feel like there are definitely going to be more direct links to her ancestry than big ass trees.
You do dirt magic. Why are you not more excited about the tree?
My magic's more to do with animals than the earth itself. We tended to care more about the things living in the the nature as a whole. And that's not just everything. I'm not gonna start start running up to every goddamn tree that pops out here.
I
Just get too long.
see. She's gonna kind of like walk up and like behind Liam. Liam, what's the deal with this tree?
It's an ancient tree imbued with elven magic. We could possibly generate a response from it using Sylvan and some.
You do know.
Morgan. And song.
Yes, and song.
Reading.
And Liam rolls his eyes.
To know what this is from. You don't. He's not Elvish, but he is very aware of what this is.
Through all of this, Riona has been trying to talk to this tree, and once Morgan says that about singing, she's gonna sing the greeting she said initially to the tree.
I'm picturing Dory whale speech.
Yes, it's accurate.
You're not sure if it doesn't respond immediately. Go ahead and make a performance check for me.
Okay.
You see, it either by the breeze or by stirring to your words, it does kind of twist and shake, and kind of little flakes of the snow that are kind of caught up in its branches kind of begin to flutter down around.
Is the tree in like the middle of our path?
It seems like the path is built around the tree on both sides.
Okay, so it's still pretty clear.
The fork, or does it like come back around?
It comes back around. It looks like this is a milestone, a monument along the path.
Okay.
And in fact, as you kind of come to that realization, you look up, you see little bits and trinkets have been hung in some of the branches.
What kind of trinkets? Can I get a better look? Perception. It's a 21.
Nice.
Symbols and badges, some cords. You see more than a fair share of will look to be kind of like military pieces of military garment. Like little kind of baubles, or if you like the little badges, things that are somewhat common. You see a few what look like holy symbols here and there, and your eye does catch upon one that is one of Pelor.
It would seem that many people have either left trinkets out of respect. Well, most likely out of respect. Curious.
Should we leave something?
I mean,
I think saying hi was
if
enough.
you really want to, I suppose you could. But
I don't know what the custom is.
it's not like it's a deity.
She keeps talking to it like it is.
Riona should
Also,
slightly ignore
She also
that.
keeps talking to her like it's your pet dog, so maybe we don't base our judgments off of how Riona talks to things. No offense, but like
She's gonna reach down and casually pat the air and give it ear stretches.
All right.
Talking to the tree.
yeah, there that is.
The thing is that you so far you've only mustered hello, but like you just keep trying it. 'Cause you don't speak Sylvan, so there isn't much.
You know what?
else.
She's gonna switch to Elven and just hope that it works, kind of.
Still singing.
Oh yeah, still singing.
It is not.
I will approach the tree and let's try to move this ahead here. I guess I'll kind of let's see if a chant will work. Maybe not necessarily singing.
All right.
But I kind of walk up and in Sylvan, oh great tree, please tell us. Would you please tell us if the path ahead will be clear?
I don't want to be rude, but it has to be sung. It has to. This is Morgan, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, screw Morgan.
Really sassy.
It has to be Sylvan, and it has to be an elf.
Riona's gonna repeat everything he says.
All right, make a performance check. That's high enough.
That's high enough.
You kind of the boughs seem to almost spread overhead, and it casts a dark shadow over you. And it is an unmistakable ill omen.
Well, gentlemen and lady,
Well, that's just peachy.
we are.
Didn't the last tree also give us a bad omen?
For those that don't know, we asked it if the path ahead was safe.
How many?
It looks like it said no.
So you talk to trees and invisible dogs.
Yes, and
It's required. It's actually if you were,
invisible.
it's
He's
actually
right
required
there.
that she sings to the tree.
Oh yes.
I do
Yes.
sing to the tree.
Well,
I sing to the trees, and I sing to Grar, who is not invisible. He's right there, and she points on the path like a couple yards away, and it's clearly,
Looking straight at Raknul.
my mistake.
Has happened before.
Yeah, there was another tree.
That tree was awesome. You
So
were also very nice.
Yeah, it was blocking the entrance to some fortress.
where's y'all's orphanage at?
How long?
It's on an island.
About how far out of the way would you say that island is?
From here,
From the coast.
it's quite a ways. It's all the
Okay.
way to the
It's a ways
coast and
out.
beyond.
All right, never mind. Wondering
How-
how I might feel a lot better at home.
How long have we traveled today, Chris?
About 3 hours.
Oh dear.
3-4 hours.
Well, it's not a great sign for things to come here, gentlemen.
We want to break for lunch then.
Sure.
All right. And you enjoy a nice meal underneath the elven tree.
I'm gonna sit right under right by the on the roots, and I'm gonna leave like an offering of some of my trail mix, like the nuts and seeds parts.
Okay.
Oh, can I talk to the DM real quick?
You may.
Can I get access to Morgan's character sheet?
You may.
Oh, cool.
Let me just make sure there's no secrets.
So,
Yeah, there's no secrets. All right.
While you're at it, you should probably remove my access to Samuel's sheet.
No, I'm gonna leave that one. I don't trust him.
What the fuck?
so
I don't know, Jimmy. I thought he was being pretty clear.
Nah, you're right. You're right.
Access granted.
Oh,
there's no other way through this pass, is there?
Well, I could ask the tree. Did I get the tree's name?
No, the tree doesn't talk.
If you'll recall, the last tree didn't
It's a
talk
tree.
either. And that one killed people for us.
Yes, that tree was very cool.
That was a
And Raknul, I'm gonna say that if you're saying that, Raknul says that
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
aloud.
And the Seris will have a very look like
We bonded very well.
a what look will come across her face.
Morgan would take one very visible step back away from the tree.
I want to say Seris.
No need to worry.
The office side away looks at each other.
There's no need to worry. We were being chased by bandits.
Samuel's gonna hop in on that glance train.
Yeah.
We're just gonna reach
Straight
down and
side eye
open,
at
the tree
Raknul for that one.
fruits.
It did.
It's nothing to be concerned about. We were being chased by some bandits, and the tree had opened a path for us into their hideout, and on the way out, we simply asked the tree politely to close the path.
Fascinating.
There may or may not have been bandits inside.
It may or may not.
I'm
be
just
roast
saying,
bandit jelly. It's fine.
Before we met, me and my friends were saving somebody's life. So maybe just throwing that out there.
I'm not certain that you know how trees work.
I'm not certain
Seris.
you know how trees work, Seris.
Sorry, did you not just see what we all witnessed just a minute ago?
At a time where I was waking up late to work at my father's store, you were making human jelly with a tree.
Yes, it was an interesting afternoon.
Would
Okay.
would Seris have noticed whatever Liam asked if she noticed, Chris? I'm assuming the dark omen is what he's referring to.
Yeah, I mean, everyone would have seen the tree kind of react to the.
Okay.
I mean, and then I specifically mentioned what I had said to it, and everyone saw.
Well, I mean, what I said to it, trees are a little bit racist.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out. We all really appreciate that input, Riona.
And you all are able to take a short rest beneath this tree, and weather doesn't get any better.
Well, what do you think? Shall we trudge on?
I think that's really the only option.
Probably.
Well, I feel like, is it noon?
It should be.
Ish.
Do we want to take our paladin oath in front of literally everyone?
Oath. I thought you were paladins already.
I mean, there's a couple technicalities.
We have yet to swear our final oaths to the order in order to fully ascend to proper paladins of the order.
It's just promise your undying loyalty and like devotion and sign your name in blood and
How long is it going to take?
Good, nothing permanent then.
Solid 5 minutes.
Oh, it shouldn't take too long.
Go ahead.
I suppose if you really want to, we can go ahead and do that right now.
Well, I mean, where else? I mean, it's noon, so Pelor's at his, zenith in the sky and his strongest in his cycle, and shut up. And
That is a brilliant observation, Riona.
and we're better,
Let
but
us commence.
by the ancient, powerful, racist elf tree.
Okay. We can begin. Let's begin then. Do you remember the oath to recite? Shall I state it and you repeat after me?
I think I got it. Let me just, and she's gonna like turn so she's facing the tree and get in her meditation like position, like stance, and and glance over towards you. Should we begin?
I walk up next to Riona and I'll take a knee and clutch my holy symbol and be next to her. I'm ready if you are. And how do you want to do this? I was thinking that I was going to say it and you would repeat after me so that we weren't trying to speak at the same time, but then you shot me down.
You guys just want to go on 3?
Nonsense. On the count of 3.
Okay. On you go. 1, 2, 3.
I swear
to uphold and radiate the tenets of
Pelor
word and deed.
I swear
to be merciful, kind, and forgiving
in all my actions. I will kindle the light of hope in the world and beat back despair. Where there is good, beauty, love, and laughter in the world, I shall stand against any wickedness and might swallow it. I will stand against those that do not value the sanctity of life and cherish the blessings of life around me. I swear to delight in song and laughter, in beauty and art. I will never allow the light to die in my heart. I will be a glorious beacon for all who live in despair. The light of your joy and courage shall shine forth in all my deeds. And amen. And then
Those of you,
she's going to do the cross of Pelor and stand up.
those of you standing around them would have noticed a lot going on, that they seem to be too engrossed, we'll say, trying to remember the oaths that they were taught and they had heard before. This is an ancient oath and one that has been sworn by others before them, but not when they had in front of them. They were having to pull it out of their memory, and it seemed to be kind of a emotional and distracted moment. The tree, which had kind of overhung them ever so slightly, had kind of pulled back. And where you had been in this kind of foggy valley that had this general ambient light around, it seemed to darken. And shadows had collected around them. But a single, almost laser-like pinpoint of light had shone down between the two and grown. And as it kind of swelled around them, there was almost like a splitting, and the fog rolled back. And now as they stand there, the fog directly around them is no more. And there's this straight column to the sun directly as it crosses noon, right above them. And Morgan seems kind of, and it shall pierce cloud, stone, and night. He seems to recognize something in this. But does not say.
Well, that was a very moving moment.
Oh,
Well, thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
Out of character now that we've got the whole moment encapsulated, can I just commend you as someone who went to Catholic school growing up, just like how perfectly that that was two people trying to recite a prayer from memory.
Right?
Like, I just fucking nailed it.
And the cross of Pelor is like this.
I was back in 5th grade.
But kind of, we are not quite ready to take a break yet, so we are going to keep going. As quickly as it came, and as happy as it was, and as hopeful of a sign as it was, the column soon closes, and once more you are immersed in this.
all right.
Formless fog. The shapes of the trees kind of silhouetted against the kind of endless mist.
I turn to Riona. Well, we can't back away from the darkness now. Shall we press on?
Yes, let's.
Everyone?
Soon you do begin to rise as you guys continue. The trail does begin to go up. The ascent has begun. You see past many places where the Fable Fork it has thinned out at this point to kind of a more narrower river. But you see many places where it kind of goes over waterfalls and cataracts, and the trail kind of leaves it and comes back, and leaves it, comes back. And the snow thickens. Soon it is covering most of the ground around, and the temperature has dropped. It's now, we will say, about, I think, 45 degrees. And those of you that aren't wearing protective clothes are going to want it.
I put mine on. Put my warm cloak on.
Yes.
All right.
No. Technically, I'm one of the more learned of the group, but does anyone know of any creatures that might be causing this frost or fog or shadow or whatever the mysterious grand elder elf tree said might be in our way?
Let me Calorphin School Brain.
My bet would be on, well, I probably should rely on a roll.
I would like to look back through my years of monster schooling.
You may roll, we will say, an Arcana check.
Could I roll this as well?
Oh boy.
You may. Somebody may also roll for Morgan if they would like to pick a skill. You can also choose other relevant intelligence skills. That's just the one that I have chosen based on the description she had given. Based on the thing you requested, if it matched any monsters you knew,
yes.
I said roll Arcana. But you could roll any intelligence check, or really any check at all. It just might not be very relevant.
For some reason, I'm not rolling.
Has Roll20 got down on this again?
I think just him.
Yeah, I think it's just him.
I saw the Arcana check from Bronwyn.
Yeah.
I did too.
Which is helpful.
Somebody else roll for Morgan, should they choose?
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Your Arcana check,
Actually,
Will.
I'm gonna do a nature check for Morgan to see like if he knows like what would affect these kinds of things. 17.
Well, there's all sorts of folklore. There's certainly, no small handful of things that are well known to be associated with odd weather at odd times, and with no more to go on than the fact it's pretty cold and out of season, you're not able to know. Of course, there are many monsters that folklore would subscribe such abilities to, but as far as narrowing it down,
Okay, yeah.
Do I get pretty much the same thing?
Yeah. No, that's both of you.
Oh.
So it's mountain weather.
I'm gonna hope so, because any creature strong enough to do this is not going to be one that I'm going to want to run into.
I concur.
Yeah.
And you would see Morgan is like with his nature check, because it was Morgan's nature check, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be, well, so sometimes, yes, but other times, no.
Please explain, Morgan.
Morgan.
Sometimes a thing can have a power that it doesn't itself wield. And he's like, he seems to be looking at you the entire time, Liam, like oddly directly.
Why are you looking at me, Morgan?
It is possible sometimes for a creature to not understand its own abilities or even nature well enough to wield it directly.
Not comforting. Give me just a second, and Elrich will flick his leather band, and this like ripple of dirt and stone flashes across him as he casts edge armor.
All right, good call. All right. I don't have anything else if you guys are ready to continue.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know why he's acting like that, but
And it doesn't take much further or you guys come to something pretty gruesome by the wayside. It looks like there's somebody partially buried in snow. And it doesn't take much as you approach for you to realize that it appears to be a victim of the sudden cold. But as you approach, something odd does hit you. From afar, you weren't sure, but now you're pretty sure. They are almost stripped naked.
There is a frozen naked man.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there a frozen naked man?
I don't know.
Someone
Can I,
killed him and took his clothes.
search around them?
It seems that he has fallen next to a smaller trailhead that branches off towards kind of a raised area to your left.
Could I make a medicine check to know if Chris's world includes paradoxical undressing?
I would like to do this.
Sure.
All right, cool. 17.
You've certainly heard of such things. You've heard of people with fevers that feel incredibly cold.
Yeah.
And you've heard of people who are freezing to death who feel incredibly hot.
Okay.
Do they look like they came? Like, can I see where they look? Can I try to track where they came from?
Yeah. Let's see. That is, I think, that's survival, right?
Yeah, that's survival.
Their prints are just beginning to be kind of lost as the snow is actually not under snow, but as the snow that they are set in melts. It seems like they came up from that trailhead that they're next to.
Mm.
And you actually, as you look down it, you see like where a jacket was torn from, a military jacket.
So everyone on board for not going down that trail.
Can we tell what military jacket it is from this distance?
Yeah, I mean, so it appears to be the sort of uniform that is worn by members of the king's military, of the Lindian military, when they are not in armor. It either will go underneath lighter armor, or it will be worn independent of armor by people whose station is not seeing combat.
It's just the one body?
Here, yes.
One body so far. We can add to that list.
I offer a prayer for the man. A silent prayer for the man. Do the Pelor cross, and all right. There's not much we can do for him.
Can I check the body to see how, I mean, for lack of a better word, fresh it is?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, he's body.
Medicine, I assume.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to cantrip up a grave for him.
21.
He died sometime this morning.
Okay.
He is just losing the last of the body heat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It takes some time to lose that. But in this sort of weather, partially buried in snow, probably not a lot of time.
So pretty recently. Any marks, or is it very obvious that he died from hypothermia?
It's hard to tell if there's anything subtle, but there's nothing obvious.
Okay. It's not like I roll him over and see like giant scratches.
No, it's not like he's been stabbed. It's not like he's been clawed. It's not like, he's got a broken neck.
No. All right.
All for putting the
Seemingly hypothermia.
all for putting the frozen naked man in a hole in the ground and.
Yeah. No, I'm in.
Of course, we should give him a proper burial.
All right.
What is everybody's passive perception, by the way? Just asking for
12, I believe.
12.
15. Suck it, nerds.
I think Morgan's is pretty high as well.
14.
Yeah, mine's 12.
What is Morgan's?
Morgan's is 14. Samuel's is 15.
Okay, you broke 15. You see a stumbling shape, kind of caught just the silhouette of it up on that kind of rise around, and hear the subtlest like.
Get back! It's the coronavirus.
Where did that come from?
It collapses from view.
How
Nobody
high
else heard this, and nobody else saw this. It was just you, and you only heard it because you could see it, and your mind kind of focused on that noise. Everybody else, it's just lost in the ambience.
How high up was it?
It is probably maybe it's very hard to tell. You guys are in this fog, and the fog has reduced visibility now below 60 feet. It's probably somewhere around at 90 feet that you're seeing this. So it's like you're seeing a silhouette of somebody.
Yeah. Is there anyone else?
But it's not like higher than you by a large margin, but maybe 10, 20 feet.
Okay.
I suppose let's get a move on now that the dead man is in the ground.
We'll need to make time to make camp as well.
Now hold up.
We should probably get out of the snow as quickly as possible.
Okay. So no one else just saw that then.
Saw what?
Saw what?
Okay. Yeah. I think there's another man dying up there.
Liam, we did just now promise to uphold, the light and
How far?
and put off.
I'll just point in the direction. Foggy. I could barely see. I barely caught a glimpse of it. I heard some coughing, and then it kind of collapsed from view.
I send Callie to go check it out.
All right.
I think she'll probably beat us there.
All right. Are you guys running after Callie?
I will run after Callie.
I'll run after Liam.
I will
I'll
also
run after Callie.
All right.
run to Callie.
Have Callie make a perception check for me.
Come on.
I really just need a macro for that.
You just need a thing you need a Callie
You
character.
just slap that D20 button and just know your modifier. What? Your modifier's 1. How is that hard to remember?
No, it's just so I can just press a button instead of having
He's
to
just
go in and
lazy.
roll
That's
every
all it
time.
is.
All right.
There is a thing you can just click and it'll roll a d20. By the way.
Yeah, I know.
Just out of curiosity, Chris, like on the range of things that can be modifiers, what to you would be a difficult number to remember? Because it's gonna be like one. It's gonna be single digits, and I don't.
No. So it becomes a difficult number when there's more than one thing influencing it.
That's fair.
Like
Okay.
if I was trying to remember all of Dave's proficiencies.
No, I can't.
Well, I guess all
remember
of Dave's
the
proficiency
perception,
bonuses.
guys.
He's just lazy.
I just don't want to have to go through an.
In any case, it doesn't matter. She does see a few different bodies, a loose encampment ahead. She doesn't see the injured or stumbling person that was spotted prior, but it could be one of the bodies. It's a bat. It's you through the bat,
Yeah.
but it's bat vision. It's not like
Bat vision.
but as you guys run up, you kind of follow the trail, and the trail kind of it arcs, and then it kind of bends around that rise that you had seen the person on. And as it does, you see 2 individuals that seem to have fallen from that rise. Similarly, in a similar state to the one that you'd found by the road.
I.e. taken.
Yes.
Oy.
Riona's gonna check and
Alright.
see if any of them are alive.
One of them, as Riona kind of lifts, one of them does have like a thin scrape across the chest and has been bleeding off into the snow. There's kind of a pool of red beneath him.
And he's alive?
No.
So no apparent survivors then.
Anyone else?
Not
Any
yet,
other-
but you haven't gone up yet.
I
Any other blood
continue
that we see? Or
moving
just
up.
one bleeding?
What makes you think it's a good idea to play follow the bodies?
Do what?
If I follow the bodies,
Bodies.
and it's an idea,
There may be a survivor.
There may be a survivor, and regardless, we did really, just now, swear to uphold the light and drive back to Spare. How do you think we're going to do that if we don't figure out whatever's
Callie,
killing these people?
Callie would see motion where she's kind of circling, looking around. She would see motion.
something's moving over that way.
Something very fast outside her vision, and you all would hear a blood-curdling scream.
Yeah, we're not alone.
I double time it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, running around the lip of the rock and coming up, you come to a flat plateau that has been cleared. It seems to be kind of a regular campsite. There are 2 tents, shredded, kind of next to a just smoldering fire. Another body is beside you. This one is torn and shredded. There's a trail of blood leading from the tent towards it.
It's like a big tent, like a military.
Callie,
encampment tent.
was Callie approaching the motion?
Yes.
She would arrive at this point. Make a stealth check for me. For the bat.
I actually don't know off the top of my head. +2. All right.
Wow. Boom, boom, boom.
21.
Nice.
21 lets her get close enough that she sees some large shape. She only gets about 60 feet away from it before it turns, and it seems to have heard her or something.
When I see it turn, I pop her out of existence.
Okay, you pop her out of existence?
Yeah. Like as soon as it
The
starts.
last thing you see is it flash away with speed that you have never seen before in your entire life.
Oh shit.
So there's something here.
Yes.
Yeah, we got that part.
We understand that, Elrich. That's why we're here.
It knows someone else is here, and we're not outrunning this.
Then why? Whatever. Then let's leave.
Yes, I'm with Raknul on this one. It's out of our way and not our job.
We should go as quick as possible. If it makes you feel any better, I don't think there's anyone to save.
Can we bury them?
It's not worth it.
Samuel's gonna be looking at Riona and Liam, and just be like,
As he does, over her shoulder, back towards the road, one of the larger trees, you see it sway strongly. As if catching or being drugged for a moment.
How far away is it from us?
So you guys have gone about 100 feet now off the road, and it looks to be directly next to the road.
Well, that's not going to do me any good then.
okay.
I guess I could throw you guys a map.
Oh, there we go.
No, you
This is
you don't
fine.
have to. It's all right.
It's whatever.
The only reason I asked was to see if I could define sense potentially, but it's too far away.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, and you can always divine sense. You don't have to have a target for divine sense. Is actually the point.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but he
I guess
wants
I
to
could
be
try.
within range before he uses it because it only lasts 6 seconds.
All right, so you should be able to see now. A map.
Shoot, I've got plenty of them. I'll go ahead and use it and see if I can sense it, whatever it is nearby.
All right. What does divine sense find for you?
I believe it's like,
It senses certain types of creatures.
yeah,
It tells you what type of creature it is, but it gives you no
It's
like
probably-
specific information.
it's
It's
probably
like
not gonna
fiends,
pick it up.
celestials, maybe some fae in there.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is a-
Celestial, fiend, or undead.
like, hey, this is an undead,
Yeah.
not hey, this is an undead.
Within
get
60 feet.
I imagine I get nothing.
There's a faint celestial feeling. You've heard it described to you, and so when you feel it, you recognize it, but it isn't coming from the direction of the road. It's coming from beside you, and you kind of look, and it's kind of in the direction of Samuel, but much more pungent and easily drowning it out is the smell of death.
Yeah.
Which is not to say undead, but is that ungodly smell that you had smelled on the wind before. You now smell it again, and it drowns out your thoughts even for a moment.
Oh, what the?
And that's not just him, that's everybody.
Can I roll to see if Elrich knows what I know? Like what I'm Will Jackson am suspicious.
Yeah,
What
I
was
thought
your roll
you're
before?
Will Smith.
You had like an 18 before, right?
Yeah.
I'll say you know whatever legends you believe you know.
All right. Elrich believes this is a Wendigo.
All right, what does Elric say to the group? Elric has heard folklore. He's heard of werewolves and wendigos. He's heard of ghosts and specters, and he's heard of all sorts of monsters. So what does he describe this thing as? An 18 is good enough that you would have the same knowledge of folklore as one could just grab from Wikipedia and interpret into my world, but not quite to where I'll tell you what this thing is.
So I think I might have an idea what this is. Don't leave the circle. Everyone make a circle. We travel as a circle. Don't leave the circle. It's going to try to take you out of the circle.
Elric,
You have to like hold hands or something.
No,
What?
keep that hand on your sword. Mace
is it?
thing.
Morningstar.
Sharp pointy thing.
Uh-huh.
Thing
Elric,
it-
what is it? Calm down.
Use words that are descriptive.
Maybe a Wendigo.
As he says that word, each of you in the back of your mind, there is a momentary flash of a demonic skull, like of a deer, but lipless and fanged, with two bright yellow eyes and a host of horns around. And that just flashes into your vision for a moment.
Ugh. I really need to just pay more attention in monster class.
Seems like an important class. Very jealous.
We should make our way back
now-
to the road.
What is a Wendigo?
Explain as we move. Stay
We
within
may
arm's
be too
reach,
far
move
in
back towards
already.
the road. Let's go now.
Where do you know this from, Elric?
Bored kid with a lot of books.
When Elric says that, he's not responding to anyone.
Elric?
And who you had heard was Morgan, but Morgan's turned away.
Morgan, it's helpful.
And you begin to see what would you say your greatest fear is?
Oh God.
His?
Yeah, different issue than with Felix. Let me name the list. Recently, it would probably be the mangled corpse of that boy from the Lamy farm. Like, just like getting like violent death.
You look so you look to Morgan. Morgan hasn't just spoken to you, and it kind of clicks that you didn't hear that aloud. And then you look over into the snow and you see once more the mangled corpse of the boy. And then its neck cracks and looks at you with two bright, glowing yellow eyes, and then it vanishes.
Oh, fuck.
Is it okay that you're back there?
And let's see, who's next to me? Yeah, he is absolutely like bracing himself on Liam.
Elrich, what type of creature is this?
The kind that will eat you alive and show you all of your worst fears.
That is not specific enough.
Yeah, what? We're trying to fight this thing. How?
Stay close, and let's move down the mountain.
For us to fight it with weaknesses, strengths.
I don't. It wasn't a monster class.
Oh my
it was
God.
me looking through folklore.
After
There
we
are
started
a
doing
lot of
this, do I
stories.
remember anything?
There are yeah, you can make an Arcana check. You've now heard this name, and it seems to have had power when stated.
Oh Jesus, or Pelor, if you will.
You've never heard of it.
So to help the rest of the group, I barely know it. I will have a.
No, and that's the thing is that it's not that you don't know any weaknesses.
Yeah.
It's that you've heard different stories.
Yeah.
You've heard stories where there's men who have gone into the wilds but gone without proper provisions, and there in the wilds they began to starve to death, and they turned to cannibalism, and that drove them mad, and that madness gave them power, and they became these giant monstrous beasts. There's versions of this where people died and then rose again as these monstrous beasts. But there's a few things that they always have in common. One is his association with winter. One is paranoia and fear. And the third is the feasting on man flesh.
So not necessarily an analytical thought, but burn it with fire. Burn it with fire seems like a good idea.
So fire is a
side note.
weakness.
And Morgan, make an Arcana check on this, Chris.
Yeah, Morgan can make an Arcana check.
When in doubt, burn it with fire. And no, I'm gonna wait.
No. Oh shit. I think roll 20. Okay, never mind. 17.
Right now, we can't.
He's heard similar things.
Okay.
All right. Well, right now we don't know where it is. Let's get back down to the road and try to get out of here. I understand your concerns for these men, Riona, but at this point, the lives of our comrades are more important than the deceased on this hilltop. And let's move.
Can we say we all move in a single turn just so that I'm not sticking my character out?
Yeah. I mean, what I will actually say is that you all run back to the road.
Okay.
Find it as you left it.
But what?
What?
You find it as you left it.
Oh. I thought you said we couldn't find it and was.
There's nothing more threatening. There's nothing jumping out at you or attacking.
There's nothing we can do for them now.
As we pass the people's bodies, I'm just going to quietly say, may Pelor bless you and watch over you.
Elrich is white knuckling his pepper.
His pepper.
Yes. You see him just holding this white pepper in his hand.
Is white pepper gonna help?
Yes.
Okay.
So as you guys continue on, the sun now drops below the mountains on the other side of the valley. Not to say that it's sunset, but that, like I said, it only sees the sunlight for a few hours a day, and you've passed that point. You now are walking in cold shadow.
still gripping the pepper. I will walk Morgan to Callie with her right above us.
I will say, because it seems from your behavior that this seems like a reasonable conclusion for me to make, but because nobody has asked me yet, if you guys would try and watch for this thing, you could make perception checks.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Your passive perception covers what you don't know is coming. Like, it just covers like the whatever background. When I ask for your passive perception, I'm trying to make a statement because I look at your passive perception 15 times a game for things that you don't. If I ask you about it, it's because I want you to know there's something hovering.
Yeah.
That perception check was for you, Jimmy, or for Sam? Okay, so you would see every few minutes like a tree shift. You'd hear it kind of breaking branches within it, and then it kind of fling back. There is something out there.
And
It always keeps out of vision.
But does it still like keeping?
What?
So, but it does seem to be kind of like keeping pace with us then.
Oh yes.
The damn thing's plans to stalk us all night until night.
And at that moment, you do remember something else about those legends. Something else that all of them have in common. A Wendigo never leaves the hunt.
I don't share this.
Great.
All right, so
I think
You said it's getting darker, Chris.
I did. It is now. The valley is now cast in shadow. It's not dark. It's not nighttime. It's not dusk.
Right.
It's not dark enough to light a torch per se.
Okay.
And in some ways, it helps you see better because you're no longer surrounded by this bright ambient light.
Okay.
But the fog has not lifted in the slightest. And it's an odd combination, fog and snow. Not normal.
all right. Controversial opinion here. I think we go fight it.
We would have to find it first.
How do you propose we draw it out?
I'm sure it'll just come to us eventually, won't it?
We agree that it's following us.
It's following
I'm
us,
sure if we
and
provoke it.
throw out to the rest of the group. We saw what happened to that. We saw what happened to that child when no one came out to save him. I mean, we were obviously too late for that, but we are not too late in this scenario, and this thing will get to someone if it's not stopped.
Presumably us.
It would get to us first, yes.
Excellent observation, Seris.
Well,
I'm not saying that there's. I mean, it might, but at the same time, we also might be able to just outlast it and get out of its territory or whatever. Wherever it's trying to
Are
get.
we still
against
headed
that.
uphill?
I mean, we don't really know how big its territory is, though.
Raknul?
Yeah.
Can I get a wisdom saving throw from you?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
8.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
As they're saying all this and you're kind of weighing the options in your mind and thinking about it, you kind of look down and your hands are drenched in blood. And it feels really comforting and nice.
What the hell?
What was it you asked, Ryan?
Oh, I was trying to figure out if we were if we were still going uphill or.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, considering we don't know how much farther we're going to be going up this path, I recommend we make our stand now before we exhaust ourselves up the hill.
We should do it soon. I don't think we want to have to deal with camp.
Not to be the dirt hole guy. How does everyone feel about making a giant dirt hole and just hiding in that?
Dirt hole isn't the solution to everything. I'm sure it could dig.
Is it though?
I'm sure this thing
Yeah.
can dig.
I'm suggesting we fight, not just merely survive. I'm sure we could find ways to survive out this thing, but
Elrich, now is not the time. I'm going to need you to muster any bit of courage you have inside that small body of yours.
Anything.
Things are about to get intense.
Liam, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
I sure can.
Oh boy.
oh,
I
just,
sure can. Oh dear, hold on. I wanna be
Good
able
thing
to
we
see
have
my roll.
proficiency in those.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
do you get to add your charisma mod yet?
No, that's
Not
only 6.
23.
You kind of like you smell something, but then you realize you don't smell something.
You want to play that?
You feel like you kind of almost like we're breathing in, almost giving into it, almost accepting this illusion. But then you recognize that is exactly what it is. You've been taught about a few different kinds of magic, a few different abilities in your training. And that's one of them, is the ability to resist and the ability to detect such things. And you imagine that this thing, as you speak, might be affecting other members of your party in the same way.
It's trying to draw us into some kind of illusion. Everyone, do you see anything strange?
I mean,
Not anymore.
not unusually
No.
strange.
Nothing uncomforting.
Elrich,
Nothing uncomforting.
can I get a charisma saving throw from you?
I can certainly roll one.
Can certainly try.
Oh,
Oh boy.
I don't see it.
Hey!
Hey,
exactly what it probably needed to be.
Nothing happened.
Wow.
You feel kind of a chill across the back of your spine, almost like the feeling of being watched, listened, toyed with.
I'm just sitting there with a pepper like at my chin.
Samuel, going off your perception check from before,
yeah.
you see off to the left side, there's kind of a place where it's flat, and then there's kind of a drop. You can't really make out any more than that because of the fog. But you imagine that's probably where it falls to the river based on the implication of the fact you keep coming and going from the river this whole time. But rising momentarily from that, you see a tall shape, 15 feet. And then it flashes away, vanishing. It traveled at least, I will say, because D&D works in these scales, 90 feet in a second. Or 90 feet in 6 seconds.
Okay.
Yay.
Oh, joy.
Well, if we're going to fight,
What direction? Can I see what direction it went?
It went back. It went back, like down off whatever that thing was.
are there any preparations that we can make?
You've
Looking at the
been
2 paladins.
What, like a pit? Like a pit trap?
Dirt hole. I told you, dirt hole is the answer.
You're the
All right,
most
no, we're not doing dark calls.
experienced in combat. I thought perhaps you were knowledgeable of tactics.
At the current moment, we can't locate it, which is the number one problem.
We've done a lot of studying. We haven't done a lot of applied.
Would there be like a sheer like cliff around Chris?
Yeah, I would say that there's two somewhat cliffy things. There's one to your left that drops, and there's one to your right that rises. You're in a pretty narrow part of this valley, and so it's kind of like stepped. And actually, I'll say that since you asked, and since you're nearby to it, you do actually see a place where the road breaks. And there's the current road, there's the main road, the road that you've very clearly most people follow it. You can see old cart tracks, etc. But there's also a kind of worn and older road that runs up onto that cliff and seems to follow its path instead of following the river.
She's gonna kind of point over to the cliff and say well, I suggest we back ourselves up against the cliff for now, so we have less exposed area.
I like that idea.
We'll be less exposed, but we'll also be, trapped on one side.
Riona, we are not trying to run from this thing. You literally, today.
You know what? Fine, let's do it. Shut up, Samuel.
Running from it's not an option anyway. We're currently fighting it. It's just not doing any damage right now.
I'm not saying I want to run from it. I'm saying I want to be in a good position, and I don't know if that's a good one.
I'm going to say half of...
Yes.
I think it's totally fair what she said.
Is that Morgan or a random girl?
You look, it is Morgan.
Okay. Needed to check.
Gosh. Can I make an insight check to see how close Morgan is to pissing their pants on this before they start trusting how they want to fight this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Almost tried to incite Morgan with Morgan. That would have been
interesting. Very insightful.
All right, now this is a little bit DM privilege here.
Hey!
So
that's the time to die, dude. At Morgan, this is great.
What's the?
As you look at Morgan, you
Yeah.
see two bright yellow glowing eyes twist. And he blinks and they're gone.
No.
I think I will say that as he has returned, this is actually a great place for us to take a break.
I mean, do we have to? We could just chill here and not die for...
We could just not die from one die.
If only it was that easy. As we get back in, humble against the back of the wall.
When die go, yes.
We'll say that I can throw up a bit of a map.
No,
I mean, you
you don't have to, Chris.
We could just
It's
not.
fine. It's fine.
Visibility has dropped. Again.
Hopefully I can move before this thing does, because I'm going to bet that if I don't wild shape first thing, it's going to
Did we
one-shot
take
me.
a rest?
Yes.
In there?
It's later, Ian.
It's a different day.
We have a long rest.
Okay, cool.
Sleepy.
So around where were we?
Boys.
I've shown you the terrain. I will say that on roll 20, I haven't mapped it out well enough, but that this cliff is actually pretty high and pretty large, larger than it is displayed and higher than it is displayed on roll 20.
Raknul being the only one brave enough not to stand right against the wall.
Dude, standing against the wall is not how you get blood on your hands. It's just not.
What wall?
I mean,
I don't believe.
Okay, I see.
I don't believe in walls.
Where are you even?
I am here next
I'm going
to
to
Raknul.
assume a theatrical position here because I don't know where I was. But I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
assume-
No, you can
Samuel,
be against
you
the
just saw yellow eyes burning within the sockets of Morgan.
All
I
right.
said that in a weird order. I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so hey Morgan.
Yes?
How you doing?
What's
I feel
something
good, man.
What's something only I would know? As I draw out my staff.
Well, I mean,
What are you doing, Samuel?
I guess you would probably know the name of his home city. You're probably the only person who was in the... Yeah, you're probably the only person who he would have told that.
I mean, y'all bathed
That's still in the
together.
group.
that's true.
Any embarrassing like birthmarks or tattoos?
Oh yeah.
Are you assisting Morgan in
No.
rectifying whether he's a monster or not?
Yes.
I'm sure the monster would really appreciate such assistance.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And Sam was like, no. I didn't ask y'all to help Morgan talk. I asked Morgan.
Tell
me something.
Features.
Tell me something about you that only I or the party would know.
Oh, is this in character? Okay.
Yeah.
Where did we meet?
It was someone was poisoned.
I said that earlier today, actually.
Oh, I remember. You sucked out the bile from the injury and you burned the shit out of your mouth. It was hilarious.
Riona laughs at this memory. Riona wasn't there. Never mind.
No, Riona was.
Lols.
Riona laughs at this memory that's not hers.
All right, Sam was gonna put the quarterstaff back up and give Morgan a hug. All right.
You know what? It's in character.
I cast inflict wounds. No.
Motherfucker.
Not cool.
All right, it's you.
Number clerics.
Yeah, because Liam did say to look out for weird shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I saw Morgan's eyes flash yellow there.
That's probably not a good thing.
That's really weird.
I think that was more me being affected than Morgan being affected. Because I think that's Morgan.
I can prove it. Anyone, ask me a question. Ask me, start a conversation.
Morgan, what did you say to me was your favorite song?
Well, I never told you my favorite song. I told you a song that my mother sang to me when I was young.
That's a good point. I thought you said it was your favorite. My bad.
I feel like that's a really good indicator, though.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty confident that it's them. I don't think it's a monster.
Riona,
Mm-hmm.
can you give me a wisdom saving throw? Just
No big deal.
Friends don't ask friends to make wisdom saving throws.
Charisma saving throws.
I mean, paladins are still proficient, so.
I know, but still.
You hear a incredibly loud scream as if something has reached onto the side of your head, pulled your ear aside, and screamed directly into it. You are racked with pain, overcome by fear, and immediately run your speed forward. And you take 9 points of psychic damage.
Does she run, Pat? Where does she run?
She runs past me.
Crap.
But I can't, grab her.
Quick question. If an ability
Unless Chris lets me try to grab her.
Reaction.
Was the question if you're immune to fear, are you immune to that effect?
Well, if an effect causes a person to become immune to fear, if they are already afraid, does it cure them of that
suppresses
fear?
it for the duration.
Suppresses it during the time.
Okay.
However, let's see. That's just instantaneous. So you do that and you stop and you realize what you've just done and the fact that you're standing away from the group and away from the wall, and you turn back and you can barely see them, but you can see them and you run and you're able to get back. No problem. No harm, no foul for the moment. But as the fog gets worse, you imagine that these abilities present a challenge.
Dirt pit. We need a dirt pit we can't run out of.
Were you talking to me?
Yes.
So I can get back to the wall.
Yeah.
The creature's playing with our minds. No pit's going to save us from ourselves.
Elrich, if you suggest dirt pit one more time, I swear to God, that's where you're going to be spending the rest of your life.
Elrich, a dirt pit will not help us against a creature who is messing with our minds.
Samuel.
A dirt pit does not cancel out a creature messing with our heads.
Can you step out of a dirt pit?
You have been
Yes.
maybe telling them this, maybe not. Up to you how much you've been sharing, but you've been seeing a lot of motion from this creature for the last this has been about, we'll say, 2 hours that have gone very fast because of how intense everything is since you guys encountered it, and it's been pretty consistently showing itself or like making itself known through all it. But after doing that to her, as you guys have this whole discussion and time passes, it's gone.
Fucking shit.
Okay. Y'all, it is
What up, Sam?
quiet itself. It's been, I've not seen anything from it since it got Riona over there.
Could I do some sort of knowledge check to figure out if a Wendigo counts as a spirit or undead?
I think we already did some stuff with that, but you weren't here, so I will say, yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Boop-a-doop boop.
What was your roll?
Glorious.
8?
Big ol' 8.
Nope.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I mean,
We should get...
How do we know it's not like hunkering down somewhere and laying in wait for us to, drop our guard?
It's probably exactly what it's fucking doing. The problem is how the hell we're gonna catch the damn thing? It's moving so fast.
Elrich, you seem to know what the thing was at first. Do you have any idea what it likes? What draws it out?
You're not gonna like the answer.
That's fine. It better fucking not be dirt holes. I swear to God, Elrich. You told me dirt holes draw this thing out.
Hey, if it likes dirt holes.
As much as dirt holes are a great way to trap something in, it likes to consume the flesh of people. It's kind of its thing. It hunts and eats people.
Do they move in packs?
Ah, yes, gloriously helpful.
There's really just the one, and it's gonna try to eat us until either it or us have been killed.
Okay, we should get moving.
But, does it have some kind of territory that it?
You can not hold a bonus action, correct, Chris?
No.
I would probably let you just hold just a bonus action. I know the rules won't, but I don't give a shit.
All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's irrelevant because,
it depends. Like, if it's something that is like conditional, then no. But if it's like something that really, as a bonus action, could stand alone as an action, then yeah.
Okay, well, the thing I was going to do is Wild Shape, which I could also just do as an action.
Yeah. Then you can hold it as an action.
Okay, then yeah. Okay. I was trying to squeak in an action in there too. Is basically that sounds like an action.
No.
Yeah.
You don't hold your turn.
I wouldn't hold the movement.
Does anyone know where we stood to end of the day if we had a continuous march? I'm trying to remember who our expert on the geography was.
Oh,
that would be Raknul.
Yeah.
Oh, Raknul. My God.
I'm a wanderer. I'm a free spirit.
Oh gosh.
Come and go.
I suggest we make camp here.
I suggest we not sleep.
Well, that sounds like a terrible idea. Or a really good idea. How much blood do you think is inside this thing?
Keep it alive.
Actually, a good question.
Is it roughly human size?
I'd say about 8 quarts.
None, some would say large amounts.
I will say, Raknul.
Yeah.
New to your Wanderer feat and having had ample opportunity, you would know that your days, your day was supposed to end after the next crossing of the river.
We haven't crossed it.
No, and it's probably, we'll say you guys have been traveling about 6 hours now. So you've probably got an hour and a half more till then.
Okay.
Well, let's keep marching. I would rather not stick here any
You
longer.
are in the narrowest part of the valley. Above this, it begins to open.
Well, I'm sure it likes the chase above everything, so if we keep moving, it might come out.
Let's just go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Then we must make haste.
It's not going to stop chasing us unless it wants to.
The mist travels with you as you move. You find great haste, and you find few signs of the creature. I will move us to a new map. As
Thank you, bro.
an hour and a half, 2 hours comes, and you begin to open. The train has opened. And you begin to imagine you must be approaching the river, just based on the overall topography of what you can see, which is limited. You can drag yourselves onto this road here.
Okay. I really don't have any spells for this. Why did I prepare Lester Restoration? What was I thinking?
I think I might have seen you use it earlier. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I think it might fall under protection from good or evil.
Well, I don't know. It could be useful. Who knows?
I do not have my iron powder.
I think I still have 1 or 2 uses. I'll pass you one.
Well, okay, so good news, bad news. I also didn't prepare that because I didn't have any iron powder.
All right. Tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Do you think this thing is particularly wise if it decides to attack us?
I don't think it's about wise. I think it's about strength and hunger.
Yes. So I wouldn't necessarily sit down and have a theological debate with it and expect it to give me a good response, but it's a tracker and a hunter, and it's good at perceiving and knowing the world around it.
As you guys kind of wind through the woods, you've still not had any encounter with it since before. I'll give you a little bit more vision if you guys move upwards. Pop. Through the trees, you can see kind of an opener space, a more open space, both to your left and to the right. And you hear rushing water.
Any idea how they feel about water?
No.
Just don't like fire.
Probably.
I know how I
How do
feel
they
about it. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick close to Raknul.
So
And I'm not gonna just like right behind him.
I will say, Samuel, as you reach that point, looking ahead, you guys can see, and it's important that you stop moving your characters after you move them to their current locations.
Gotcha.
So looking ahead, you can see a structure of some sort ahead, and you can reason that it seems to be almost like a bridge rising up just over the lip of the thing. However, also to your right, you see a large clear area, and I should have had this up. Going back to the olden days of me being really bad at having these things up in advance. I need a charisma, I think, but it might not be.
Who's it gonna be?
think me based off of what he's saying, but
I thought they were wisdom.
No, he threw a charisma save at Elrich.
Yeah.
Or Elrich got a charisma
Wisdom
save
saving
thrown at him.
throws. Wisdom saving throws, and interestingly enough, it's everybody.
Okay,
Everybody.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. It's a fear
All
effect,
right.
probably.
we'll see.
Is this considered
joy.
a magical effect?
It is a magical effect.
Is
Excellent.
it considered being charmed? I know it's.
Ooh.
You're scary pants.
Maybe. Let me read really quick, Bronwyn, for that answer.
Is this the half elf thing? Because I think it only applies to
It's
charm,
charms.
not fear.
I asked if it was about being charmed.
That was a charisma save, Reid, not a wisdom save.
I hit charisma save.
No,
It's-
it's supposed to be a
wisdom.
wisdom save.
Oh. I could have sworn he said charisma save.
He started
No,
to, but
he
then he
said
asked. He started to, but then he finished with wisdom save for everyone.
All right. So I think that it is
I mean, whatever. We'll see. We'll talk to Chris. once
not
we're done.
not a charmed. Sorry, I'm just trying. There's a lot of text here for this thing. A lot more than I need. All right. So, I should have X'd all the text I didn't need beforehand, but I didn't. So,
Yeah.
all right. So the DC I think is 15. Oh boy.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
I
boy.
made it.
Oh boy.
Oh shit! I didn't prepare calm emotions.
One
Morgan.
of us made it.
One of us did.
Morgan. Ahead of you,
We all
you
failed.
see the bridge. And beside you, you see a clearing. And in the clearing, you see somebody who has been stabbed and wounded, is bleeding out on the ground, and she, help! Help! And she begins to come towards you, but she's tied to a tree. Everyone except Morgan is magically compelled to approach her and attempt to assist as best you can.
Yeah, that checks out.
Sure.
Yep.
I mean, we'd probably do that anyways.
I mean, of course
Yeah.
I'd help the poor bleeding lady.
Yeah.
Morgan,
Do I know I have been affected?
you
Mentally.
feel the urge to go for her, but then you see that she's standing in a clearing. It's somewhat downset. It's surrounded by trees. She is clearly tied here. And you probably shouldn't blindly approach. But everyone else, and I'm going to have everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Mhm.
And on
Fair
your
enough.
turn, you will approach her.
Yeah, shitty initiative.
Woohoo!
Typical.
Hey, good initiative. Let's go. Although I assume Raknul's dex is higher than mine.
It is.
Don't even have to check.
Oh.
I mean, okay, I have a +2.
We're-
I have a
we're just
+2.
gonna
and you have
trust
a
it.
+1.
That-
Everyone's dexterity is better than mine.
Oh, I didn't see
Yeah, but
that.
you're a paladin. Dex is for wusses.
Yeah.
That's true.
Dex is for nerds.
All right, I put it somewhere.
That's not strength,
Plus
charisma,
3.
and smite.
-1.
This is the equivalent to it falling over on the table, I think. I lost the token. Oh, there it is. I found it.
Oh god.
It's hiding from me, too, dude.
Hmm.
All right. So, Samuel,
Yeah.
there's someone in need.
Yeah, and I can move to her within 30 feet. 30 feet of movement. All right. Yeah, here, and I'm going to start to, I assume the thing's, tied around, waist or something. I can, start to go and try and untie it.
Around her legs.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna try and untie it.
All right. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
15.
It's a really hard knot. And your fingers kind of feel something cold. Metal. but it looks like a rope.
That's weird.
And you kind of try and feel where you feel like, the rope, and you feel her skin.
Yeah.
You begin to realize whatever is holding her here is masked by illusion.
Shit.
And you're conscious, but you're compelled to stay right here.
Okay.
Not really to help her necessarily. You're not compelled to take your action and try and help her anymore.
Yeah.
But you are compelled to remain with her right here. All right, Raknul.
Yeah. I'll move 30 feet closer. Just making sure.
Oh, go a second. I was trying to do something. Something was fine.
Am I able to, like, make a perception check to look around?
Yeah.
Okay. What's taking so long, Samuel? That's a.
You see nothing.
All right.
There's some sort of illusion around. This is metal that's tying her back. I don't
All right.
like.
Seris? Unless, sorry, were you doing anything else on your turn?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Seris?
I'll move 30 feet right next to Raknul. Yeah, we'll go ahead and call it there.
All right. All right. There is something that occurs, but you do nothing.
Oh, you just closed initiative tracker there, Chris.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. It's back. That brings us to Morgan. Morgan, your friends are running over towards the fucking obvious ass trap. And the bridge is right there.
I will yell out, "It's a trap," and I will cast command on the woman.
All right.
Go ahead and give me a.
What is your
wisdom
command?
save. Flee.
All right. I will give you a wisdom saving throw. Well, she fucking fails. She hears that and then begins to try and cling to Samuel and run as she's trying to rip her leg out from whatever it's being held by.
Okay, so she's an actual thing.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. The woman's not part of it.
No, she's bait.
I don't think, anyway. She's bait. So I will... I will stay on the road.
All right. Liam.
So
Also, to be clear, Chris, she only takes that flee action on her turn.
Yeah, I just thought it was better to give it to you immediately.
Okay.
She can't really flee, so it's like...
Interesting.
She's fucking chained, so...
we'll move here. And I'd like to hold an attack action.
All right, what for?
In case I see whatever's holding that.
All right. And just to clarify, even if you haven't reached her yet, you are still compelled to move towards her.
Okay. So even telling them it was a trap, it wouldn't prompt a...
Let's see. Nope.
Interesting.
There are a few things that do. Every future turn, you will be able to, at the beginning of your turns, in the future, after this round, you'll be able to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
But not this turn. This turn, there's no way to break. The opportunity was because of how I'm running this.
Yeah, the opportunity was the first wisdom saving throw.
This is based on a spell, but it is not the spell itself.
Interesting.
Let's see. That's Liam. That'll bring us to Riona.
Yep.
And I don't know why this isn't a charm effect. I'm actually going to give you advantage.
Okay. Well,
I
then,
should have just made that decision executively before. This should be a charm effect.
well, never mind. She's gonna
I
move.
get it that it basically it doesn't inflict the charmed condition, but to me it still feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is that your turn?
Well, I'm gonna move over here, and I'm gonna take out my weapon and hold my shield up, and I'm gonna look towards her and be like, "Who has done this to you?"
Would it be within like his mindset within this charm to cast a spell on himself before he moves? Like to pre-cast on himself
Before he moves or while he's moving?
before he moves.
No, it would be in his mindset to approach as fast as he can, but like that doesn't prevent you from just casting a spell as you're going.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I will cast protection from good and evil on myself.
All right.
So,
What's that, Jack?
yeah.
Interesting. So she's.
All right.
Y'all about to get
Advantage on
swallowed.
any new saving throws against the relevant effect. As per the last line of that.
Yeah.
All right. I did this one. I just want to confirm. Oh wait. Wait.
It's an aberration, right?
Is it have aberrations?
Yeah, aberration, celestial
Aberrations,
elementals,
celestial
fey fiends, and
element,
that.
Yeah.
First paragraph.
You don't know. Well, and I won't say whether it's aberration or not.
But
It is one of the things on that list.
all right.
Yeah.
Decline to comment yet.
Probably a demon.
But as a reaction to you walking away and Morgan being alone, it has prepared a little bit of an action. So I think this is a wisdom saving throw. It seems like most of these are wisdom saving throws.
From me?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw from you.
Damn.
Also, I'm sparkly green again.
Nice.
On cleric. 11.
11.
Unlucky.
You are confused.
Hmm.
Yeah, I am confused. Why the fuck would you
Yeah,
guys?
I knew that
I
already.
just told you it was a trap. What? I can't
Alright,
even
You're
articulate.
affected by the confusion spell. You roll a d10 at the start of your turn. It gives you a random, like it affects what you're going to do that turn. And then at the end of the turn, you make a wisdom saving throw. Success ends.
Okay.
Brings us to Samuel.
And it does bring us to Samuel.
He gets to make another wisdom saving throw at the start of his turn, correct?
Yes, sir.
Come on, big money, no enemies, no enemies. Hey, 21.
Yeah, you break free from it. You realize that you've been pulled over here magically, and you turn. You see the bridge is now invisible. It's gone behind the mist, and you imagine you were being pulled away from the bridge.
All right, so we need to get to the bridge. I'm gonna just leave my friends behind. Let me see. Friends got his digital terrain, so that's 5, 10, 15. So just add 5 feet so I can get to 25. I'm gonna get to there and just call out to them of like, get away from her. It's bridge. Go to the bridge. Very hastily.
All right, Raknul.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
You're like
Oh, that makes a
You
lot
have
of sense.
trapped a lot of wounded animals, and sometimes you use live bait,
Oh yeah.
and you very clearly realize what's happening here. And you imagine this is why it left you alone. Because it was busy. Whenever it does show up, by the way, and I know you guys can see it in the turn order already, I have to ask forgiveness for this shitty token, dude. I mean, not to say the token isn't good, but that it isn't really the thing you're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck whoever made this token.
Yeah.
Roll 20 doesn't have Wendigo tokens?
No, actually, thank you whoever made this token, because I know who made this token, and he's a godsend to the community.
I'm gonna take 2 steps closer to her. And I'm gonna execute her.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
All right, make an attack roll.
Are you gonna amputate this woman's leg? What the fuck?
I'm gonna amputate,
no.
I'm gonna amputate
her
her
head.
head.
Amputate her head.
Hate her.
Oh,
And 25.
Roll damage.
Son of
15.
You bring your axe down and just dig deep into her shoulder. You don't decapitate her. But as you rip your axe out, she's horrified, bleeding, and fucking, like, basically resigned that she's a gunner.
what the fuck?
yeah, that's why I cast command on her the first time.
Yeah, well, she can't
To see if she was in on it.
If anybody's curious, she can't be bait if she's dead.
All right, no, you're doing anything else on your turn.
No, I mean, Jamie agrees with you, but Samuel's like, what the fuck?
and as you do, you pull your axe up, her blood pours down onto your hands, and it feels real fucking good.
No, it was one of those things I was kind of on the fence about, but it's like, nah, he's in the right mind for it right now.
Yeah,
all right.
no.
He's in the headspace for it.
Is that your turn? Is that your turn?
Yes. Yes, that's my turn.
All right. Seris.
Wisdom save.
Yep.
Uh, 13.
That is, you are still compelled to approach the woman.
I
you
will.
You aren't really compelled to like help her, really per se. You just feel that she's in need, and you should approach her.
Well, then I'll approach, and having seen what Raknul had just done, can I try to release her from her bonds?
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Mhm.
Oh, that shouldn't have been an advantage, but 17.
You're able to discern that she's not. It appears that she's tied with rope by her legs, but she's actually bound with manacles. You aren't able to pick them, but you are able to see through the illusion and find that there are manacles and there is a lock to be picked.
Okay. I guess that'll be my turn.
And that will bring us in a blur of snow. Something, Samuel, you're running for the bridge, right?
Yeah.
You glance behind you, then you glance to Morgan, and there's in an instant something standing behind Morgan. Tall, looming, gaunt.
Omae wa moshinderu.
It appears like a 15-foot high humanoid with the head of a deer. Its bones push out from its thin gray skin, especially along its rib cage where every individual rib protrudes. Blood-stained antlers twist over its head, and its lipless mouth reveals 2 rows of jagged teeth. Glowing yellow eyes are fixed on Morgan, sunk back into the ends of its skull. And it raises yellow claws that it keeps clean because it licks every drop of blood. And it slashes them into Morgan. That is going to be 18 to hit, I believe. 18.
Yeah, you smack a boy.
All right. And that will be you take 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then it like almost unhinges this lower, almost loose jaw and snaps it around you. That is a 17 to hit.
I have, so he does not hit.
Wait, you have a what AC?
17.
It does hit if it ties.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, it has to ties.
I thought defender always won.
No.
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 Oh,
No,
well,
it's
never mind.
the best way to think about it is roll always wins, because like if you're going to attack, the roll to attack wins, but if
okay.
you're doing
Yeah.
a saving throw,
You
Yeah.
take 8 more points of piercing damage. And you take actually you have to make a constitution saving throw. Lots of saving throws.
I did come back just in time to die.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
7.
You take 9 points of ice, cold. I don't know why I'm saying all this other words. Cold damage.
I'm at 2 health.
Samuel, you watch your friend being devoured.
Yep.
Morgan, you're confused. Roll a d10.
Get fucked, Chris. Is this because I said last session that, hey, I haven't taken any damage from enemies?
I'm going to go ahead and throw this out here. Everybody made the wisdom saving throw. Only one of you succeeded.
7.
7. What does that result in? Confusion. 7. You use an action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within your reach.
There's only one within reach.
Punch it to death.
Punch it.
No,
Punch.
he's a cleric. He has a mace. I think.
I have a dagger.
Good enough.
Yeah, I'll slash him. Why not?
All right.
Natural 20.
I like it.
I mean, you are literally inside it.
So what just happens is I get devastated and I just reach into my belt and I rip out this dagger and I fucking jam it into his eye.
And as you do, it's almost like you're not the creature. For the moment, you see the face of I forget what's shit.
Wow. 2
Wow.
ones.
Yeah. Who are you looking for, Chris?
You see the face of your father.
Oh my god.
I twist the knife a little.
Oh, fuck.
Oh boy.
And you do.
It was our book, you bastard. It was our book.
All right.
And that'll end turn.
Liam.
Oh wait, do I get
No,
a wisdom
Does
save?
he get a wisdom save at the end of his
Oh
turn?
yes. Sorry.
Also, if you wouldn't mind moving like 5 feet, like in, can he move?
I
Nope.
don't think so. I think that's all you can do.
Okay.
Wait, so no, you're not allowed to take the wisdom save till the end of the turn?
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
No. So he's under a different
Ugh.
effect than you guys. You guys are under a passive effect, one that he casts and forgets. He's under a specific spell.
Yeah.
12, so I'm still confused.
All right. That brings us to Liam.
So, wisdom
Now
save.
you make a wisdom save at the start of your turn, Liam.
Golly.
Jesus Christ.
It does almost change though, because now you see your friends over there being attacked. You see your friends over here, and you're like, huddle. We're supposed to huddle, right? And you're just that idea, like that manic idea of sticking together with your friends right beside this chick. It's just all you can think about.
Golly.
It's a good thing I spent this week thinking about a backup character.
Dude, don't worry. Samuel's not gonna let you die.
Thanks, bro.
I have to move closer to them, so
You have to move next to them if you can.
So be prepared next week
Next
when
to
we
them.
all bring out our new level 3 characters. Post TPK.
What you talking about? I have 44 health.
I've got 2 refreshes on 37 HP, so I think I'm Gucci.
I cast a bless on my I cast a bless on my comrades.
All right.
Next to me, the 3 closest to me.
Could you name them?
Which comrades?
Raknul, Seris, Elrich.
Okay, sure.
Hashtag that.
Raxels.
She is the woman is going to claw at Raknul.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, reasonable.
With advantage.
Sure.
With advantage.
Yeah, with advantage. Let's see. Does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
You take 2 points of damage.
Neat.
Slashing
damage? Okay.
She digs her nails into you and like rips away, almost like trying to just like claw at your arm that has the blade.
Sure, she wants
As
to
your blood trickles down your own arm, it feels really nice.
I like a girl that fights.
You got some problems.
And now it's
hey, Chris, can we get
Riona?
Yeah, Riona. Do I still get advantage from being charmed if it's still a charm effect technically?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please help me?
That's a good bless. What's a
ETC
good...
You succeed.
Oh, thank God.
It's a trap.
All right. You
Morgan
see
being
Morgan
caught.
getting bored.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, what?
Bored. Eaten.
Well,
Morgan is actively being eaten alive.
I feel like I should help him.
From inside the creature's mouth, you just hear Morgan screaming, "Fuck you, Dad!"
You know, Riona actually kind of feels that a little bit, so she's gonna go help Morgan.
Happy childhoods.
She's gonna go over there and try to hit and she's gonna bonus action Shield of Faith and then try to hit the creature.
All right.
Shield of faith on yourself.
What? On
Shield of
myself,
Faith.
yes. He's inside the creature, and I'm not casting it on the creature through, or you know, it can't go through the creature's stomach. So
He's not inside the creature. No, he's standing next to the creature. That's just the. I'll
Yeah.
say if somebody's swallowed.
Yeah.
That's just like
His head is just inside his jaw.
He's just being chewed on. He's not being.
okay, I thought he was being eaten.
No. He is.
Like,
He
sort
is
of.
being eaten.
Sort
He
of,
is.
but he's not
being,
inside.
he's not being digested.
He's like Aaron Yeager's
Like
mom
the
right
ring
now.
bear being eaten.
Oh.
So like just
Just a
being
little like
gnawed on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, Trisha
All right,
Yeager
well,
style.
I'm still gonna help him. And anyways, and I'm gonna Morningstar attack this guy for a crit fail. Awesome.
And as said before, we still haven't really. I haven't hard committed to making crit fails bad, so it misses, but that's it. One of these days, I'll hard commit.
This is
I have been convinced by Nick, but
swimmingly.
All right, is that your turn?
That's my turn.
And Rick.
Let's see. Can I be wise?
Probably not.
You turned away.
Drop.
Yes. I didn't even need the advantage. All right. I see what's up. I'm gonna run here, and I'm going to try to.
Yeah.
No. I'll chill touch him. Let's see how that goes.
Probably really.
Oh,
well for him.
that's just a 16. It shouldn't have been with advantage.
16. It hits. It just hits.
He will take 8 necrotic damage and cannot heal until the start of my next turn.
All right. It does appear that is resisted a little bit.
Noted. Good to
I
know.
don't have a flavorful description of it other than that it doesn't take its full effect. Raknul. Oh wait, was that your turn? Sorry.
Yeah, it's his turn.
That's turn. Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, no, it's not. He just left.
I just realized, seeing it's resisted, I'm going to drop. No, I want it up till the end of my next turn. Never mind. Yeah, that is turn. I'll wait till my next bonus action.
All right.
Really? She didn't. This girl didn't die to 15 damage.
No, she did not.
Is she looking?
That's a
rough,
sturdy one.
or is she extremely sturdy?
She was already looking rough.
Okay.
How fucking sturdy is this bitch?
She's
Jesus.
looking like not a commoner.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
He was up in the mountains for some reason, you guys.
She has as much health as Elrich does, at the very least.
Yep. She has at least as much health as a 3rd level member of your party. The weakest.
The weakest 3rd level member of our party.
No, I'm the lowest HP 3rd level member of our party.
He has 20.
I have 17.
Oh.
Not the lowest.
Let's see. So right now, are you moving?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, she's going to take an attack of opportunity on you.
I don't give a shit. She doesn't get advantage on this one.
She does not. She just claws at the snow, screaming against the gods that have cursed her to this fucking death.
Oh, did she miss me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she claws you. She sentinels.
Nice.
Dude, that would have been a real fucking troll of Chris, the DM.
I mean,
So Blizzard
she
has
just
it.
would have that was just secured her death at that point.
Press F to pay respects.
That would have been really convenient if she had damaged me, though.
Right.
Well, I guess I would have had to rage first.
Yeah.
If you're knocked unconscious, or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn, or taken damage since then. Oh, wait. So does that mean that if I rage this turn, my rage will be fine until my next turn, in which case, as long as I attack something...
I believe that is how that works.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, I'm glad I'm reading this correctly then. Because I think... But is it going to stick around long enough?
I mean, 10 rounds is Oh, do you mean the thing is if the thing is gonna stick around long enough?
Yeah, because I got an ability. Because I have an ability that I want to use. Ah, fuck it, YOLO.
Yeah, just yell.
All right, I'm gonna dash up. I'm a frenzy rage.
Hey.
Yeah.
Is there an angry? Is there a sufficiently angry face?
Yeah, I mean, you could probably find one.
This one's called screaming, and I think that's good enough.
All right. So that brings us to Samuel.
Samuel is going to cast Healing Spirit, which, because Jimmy's so good at this, definitely has text in roll 20.
I like that how even you're throwing shade at your fucking spell list now.
Yeah. So Healing Spirit, bonus action, range 60 feet, blah, blah, blah. There's a 5-foot cube, basically, that the effect is that person can get to heal 1d6 hit HP if they start their turn or move into the space for the first time on their turn.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to cast that right on top of Morgan. So that's my bonus action. I will action Wild Shape into a direwolf and move right up next to the thing. Right here.
All right.
So Morgan does not gain HP right now, but when he starts his turn, he will, assuming he's in the same position.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh. But yeah, that's my turn. Also, I'm a wolf. Rawr.
All right. Seris.
Yes. So wisdom save, and she is #blessed, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
This is true.
You also still have advantage, correct?
And I have advantage, but okay, so I don't need the
Yeah.
bless, but
Or
24
the advantage.
or the advantage, but
Yeah, yeah.
and
You're like,
is,
oh, that's why all my friends are running away. Makes sense.
yeah. And is Lady dead? No.
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 I mean, inside or outside?
Is she physically alive?
She is physically alive.
Yeah.
Um.
I just did a number on her psychosis. And collarbone.
Like ask where she was at psychologically.
We'll deal with that later.
I mean, if she's dead, it doesn't matter.
Then.
When did clerics pick up power word therapy?
Also, that
actually, third level.
Nice.
Calm emotions.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and move over here.
That's not really
the
a
goal-
power. That's not really a power word though.
the gold thing is the healing word.
And
Or is
the
it
healing
spirit?
space.
We'll draw her rapier,
All right.
and we will end her turn.
All right. It is going to start its turn by clawing Morgan.
Did Morgan heal from existing in that space, or is it only at the start of Morgan's turn?
It's at the start of Morgan's turn, which actually works out better because it's such low healing, but that means it'll res Morgan after he inevitably gets knocked
It does.
unconscious this round.
Which is great. It gets the damage. It rolled a 19, so.
Yeah.
That is. Man, why did I put these on 2 separate pages? I'm an idiot. All right. 6 points of piercing damage. Or slash.
He is down.
All right. As soon as it does that, seemingly task accomplished, it is going to. It flies away from the rest of you.
Opportunity attacks.
It does not provoke opportunity.
Yeah.
Ah, rats.
Ah.
And in fact, it then darts
He gets opportunity attacks against you. Fuck you guys.
to Liam.
No, not Liam.
And it is going to bite Liam. Or attempt to. That is, that's a high. 23. Liam? Is that a yeah? Is that a yes? 23.
A 23 is going to hit him.
I think that hits, yeah.
That is, that's a high number. You take let's see, 11 points of piercing damage. Can I get a con saving throw from you? Dude, my baddies have not been doing very well historically, so I gotta like it when they do well.
Or you could just not.
You don't take any ice damage. Right. But it is going to take the last 5 feet of its step to stand menacingly next to you there. And that will be its turn. Morgan.
Fucking god.
How much health do I get back?
A 1d6.
Oh.
Interesting note. I'm not really sure how this interaction would work, but I'm gonna have you roll a d10 anyway. Hashtag
No,
fight me.
because the target would be unconscious. So
Yeah, so
any affecting spell would have ended.
that is not how unconsciousness
That's
works.
not how that works.
Yeah, no, that's how it works.
So roll a d10 for me.
3.
3. Okay, you don't take any actions this turn, so it's not. I mean, it's not worse.
All right, I'm gonna roll the d6. Fortunately, the healing spirit is on me. It's my reaction, although it doesn't consume an action. You gain 2 HP back.
Oh boy, I'm back where I was.
Can you make a charisma saving throw for me?
Wisdom. I thought it was wisdom.
With wisdom.
Nope, this is a different one, sir.
Oh.
Okay.
This is not the end. He will. I guess you could go ahead and do the other one too. I mean, you're going to be making both saving throws. So
He's going to be rolling both saving throws.
I have to get the saving throws in now because the paladins are going to have their auras, and then nobody will get to make them ever again.
It's okay, Chris. I won't really be that much of a paladin, so just chill.
18, Chris.
18.
Yeah. Oh.
You do not become a Wendigo. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, what?
Okay. And then the wisdom? Fucking 9.
9.
You're awake. Friends are around, but you're so fucking confused.
9.
All right. That brings us to Liam. Wisdom say to see if you can move away, but like you can still fucking smack this bit. Like no part of the spell that's cast on you prevents you from attacking. We can't hear you, I think.
I would say if you need to punch a
There
wolf
is
to get
no
some
audio
keep some anger going.
To me, at least.
You can punch a wolf to keep some anger going.
Are people okay if we go a little bit longer? We still can't hear you, right?
Yeah, we can go a little bit longer.
Oh yeah. No, I'm getting kind of tired, boys. It's 8:30.
Aww.
Yeah, all right, calm down, Steven.
Brian, do you want to leave and
Brian.
come back again, sir?
Or do you want to like have a mic that works? That also would help.
Wait, I heard a breath. Was that him? No.
No.
No,
Doesn't
that
look
was
like.
Ian.
Nope.
Wait a second, Ian. I thought we discussed this.
He
Yeah,
did,
we
he
did.
mention that. He did mention that he got flipped off in Russian or something like that, and so.
He
I got
was a
sweared at
very rude Russian
40
person
minutes.
today.
Oh, gotcha. Oh,
All
okay.
right, I think
We'll excuse it. Just this one last time.
Folks at home,
he did
enjoy
not.
seeing my face for the last time. Cause
And there he goes.
He did roll for an attack though, and it did miss.
Hell
Yes.
yeah, it did.
All right. So
Hella missed.
she can't really reach it. Riona.
Yeah. So, it's a good question. I don't really know what I was gonna do. Now that he's run away from me. You know what? I'm just gonna slap some healing on Morgan. You're welcome.
wait. Talk again, Ryan.
Hello?
Hey.
yeah.
Thank you.
Hey,
Who you slapping healing on?
you did it.
All right.
Morgan.
How much?
Jeez.
Oh, have 5 points of healing. Sure.
Oh boy.
Jeez. It's going to be the next turn.
Oh geez. I can't imagine how that must feel.
What?
Getting nuked by this thing.
I'm not used to.
Yeah, she's gonna do
I'm not used to
that.
being so soft.
And
Yeah.
I'm used to being beefy.
Dude, I'm used
I mean,
I'm having a great time.
yeah, I guess
were you-
Fucking everything we fight runs away from me.
Bronwyn, are you acting?
yeah, I slapped Morgan with some
Is that it?
healing, and that's gonna be my turn.
All right.
I'm gonna
How
move.
much
Elrich.
I guess
Fine.
being the only one to come help Leah.
Everyone's just going to hang out over there?
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah.
This thing moves around a lot, you know?
And as I'm running, I'm gonna and just like inhale all the spicy pepper energy and cast Dragon's Breath Fire on myself. And then as an action, loosing it in that's not what I meant to do. Loosing it in like this direction so it hits the Wendigo but not Liam. I'm gonna let loose a just breath of fire, and I'm gonna need it to make a dexterity saving throw.
For some reason, I think this thing is really
It
high
failed.
dexterity. What?
I failed.
It takes 9 fire damage.
9 fire damage. You see it is ignited by the fire.
Fire was a good bet.
And it screams this horrible, horrible scream. And that horrible smell you smelled on the wind earlier fills your nostrils.
All right. After letting this breath out, I'm just going to go yell, hit it with fire. Fire was right. I was right. And that will end turn.
Raknul.
I dash to get right up next to him. And because I'm frenzy raging, I'm going to make an attack with my bonus action.
I'll allow it. I think that it is just allow.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
it
an
is.
I'll allow it. I don't know why.
It is for the duration of your rage. You can make a single melee weapon attack as a bonus action on each of your turns after this one.
I misspoke when I said I allowed it. I apologize. I meant go ahead. It's good.
21.
Yeah, hit.
Will you allow that to hit?
10 points of slashing
I'll
damage.
allow it.
Will you allow it to deal 10 points of slashing damage?
It does deal 10 points of slashing damage.
Nice. That's the end of my turn.
Samuel.
How this thing's? I assume this thing's looking just fine.
It's looking real fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Real fucking scary.
But all right. Samuel was not wanting to do this fucking early, but it's looking like it might be time anyway, because he's not gonna be able to. He's not gonna be able to get within striking distance of it within 40 feet, anyways. Actually, no, I could, couldn't I? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, never mind. That's 40 feet. Womp. And I'm gonna make an attack with advantage because of pack tactics. So I think I have Direwolf Bite set on here. Dope. 22. I'll roll damage on that. That's 9 points of damage. And I get it to make a strength saving throw. DC 13.
Yeah. That is pretty high.
Higher than 13.
A startling 13.
Oh, damn it. It just makes it. Okay. Yeah, no effects. And
Sarcasm about it.
I'm not going to do anything with my bonus action because Morgan's still in that spot, and I think he's the one that needs the healing. So that's my turn.
Seris.
What would it be an action to light a torch?
I think so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Seris will light a torch and carry it in her offhand.
Good things to note. A torch does describe how much fire damage it deals. 1.
I mean, hey.
He has done it.
Yeah.
You're approaching?
And yes, I will. Let me get my. There we go. To hear.
Well, it doesn't look very happy about it.
And like wave the. Can you both actually, Devin? No, I guess you wouldn't be able to do that. We'll just kind of like wave it in his face, and end my turn there.
Beware the spicy lollipop.
Well, It's fucking terrified. There's fire. It doesn't like fire. It's gonna run away. And by run away, I mean go back where it was before.
Run to Morgan.
Pops here. It pops here. It pops here. It's going to attack. It's going to bite at Riona.
All right.
It doesn't understand healing, so it doesn't. Like, let's be fair here.
Yeah.
It's a predator of man, not like actually intelligent in the like.
Yeah.
21 for Riona.
Just hits.
It's 11 points of piercing damage.
All right.
And can she give me a Constitution saving throw? I'm guessing she went to bed, but
I think she went to the bathroom.
oh, gotcha.
Is that 11 points of damage?
Yep. And then there's more coming because she failed.
Yeah.
Then she needs to make.
Also, yeah, she fails. Shield of Faith is down.
That is 9 points of cold damage that she takes.
She is not happy about this.
Really?
And then he's gonna claw Morgan again.
Pete Morgan.
This is gonna be another. This is gonna be just like who's
Yeah,
still
no,
getting
who's
knocked
still-
unconscious by
yeah.
a basilisk and healed back up immediately.
All right.
Right, if you don't
yeah,
get knocked-
it's rolling well tonight. It definitely hit you. You take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Unconscious again.
No, yeah, I think he's still alive.
Oh,
I'm up.
Never mind.
I'm up.
Yeah, 7 HP.
All
You're-
right.
Ooh, yeah.
And you said 11 and 9 for Riona,
Sounds
right?
right. Sounds correct.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right. Then I did.
Morgan.
Take 1d6 healing.
Take 5 points of healing. Dude, barely even touched you.
Roll a d10 as well.
Yep. I was just getting on there. 7.
Is Riona back yet? No. You
No.
pick odd or even,
Even.
and then roll any die. Yeah, attack the monster. Random.
Ooh, yeah. I just
I'm
see
just
my
saying,
father again.
I was saying, Ian, the real call would have been to pick odds and then roll the d3. When he said any die.
I would have
Why do
I
a
would've
D3
done
then?
Chris
Just
like
roll a
that.
D1.
Yeah. You can just roll the D1.
Yeah.
11.
I can't have nice things. All right. You did not hit, but you do stab at his general direction frantically.
And wisdom saving throw because I want out of this shit and I can't fail it 3 times possibly. He said
Right.
setting himself up for a joke. 25.
Hey.
You are no longer confused. Your father no longer stands before you. It's a fucking monster, and he's trying to eat you.
Well, that's
I
what you
drop
want.
my dagger and I just go, oh no.
Liam.
All right.
Hey, we can
Let's see
hear
if
this
I
time.
can pass this wisdom save. You know, that'd be nice.
It would be.
That's a 17.
You pass.
All right.
Oh, this chick is fucking bait. Oh,
I think we've been fighting Twitter here.
Oh my gosh. In my frustration, I am going to activate an ability that I did not know that I had. Yeah, I'm going to activate my Radiant Soul.
What?
Is this the
And-
shitty one?
This is the
Please
shitty
tell me
one.
it's not the shitty one.
So let's see here.
Scored, cast the
Shall I describe
Mark.
this?
scored, cast
Yeah,
Yes, please
Yeah.
do.
Glorious detail.
yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely.
Divine energy unleashes from my body, causing my eyes to glimmer and 2 luminous incorporeal wings to sprout from my back.
Oh, that's Protector. That's not Scourge.
Thank God.
Boo!
Oh my
Swords
gosh.
can't fly.
Yeah, and you all watch this just happen right as his vision like seems to kind of shoot towards the creature, and you gather that he just broke the spell.
I got eaten.
Well, 20 points of damage.
And I'm gonna fly. Does that put me within? It does not.
He made a mistake. He attacked you, so he's right up on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly over here. And that's all I can do.
Yeah.
All right. She's just kind of fucking crying. Riona.
Yeah.
How would you like to use your action? I'd like to sob.
That's a bonus action.
Oh, I was
we all
hoping
know it.
she'd be fucking clawing Raknul if he was 5 feet closer, but
Oh my gosh. It's beautiful.
You know what? She gonna yeah, she's gonna cast Shield of Faith on herself again, and she's gonna try to hit him this time.
all right, go for it.
Hey.
That hits.
Yeah, I think it does. I think
It
it's 16.
just hit, sir, ma'am.
You keep calling me Sir Chris, and I want to know why.
The third thing is just like a thing I say to everyone.
Or you use 2 spell slots.
To be fair,
and
A
with
female
her
knight still
spell
serve,
slot, she will
right?
smite him.
All right.
Yeah.
2d8?
Yes. Sorry, had to check. It's been a minute.
So, Chris, remember that spell I wanted to make? I think this is a good impetus as to why Morgan wants to fucking make it now.
Yeah, so extra 14 damage from smiting
All right.
of radiant damage.
I
Yes.
actually don't remember the spell you wanted to make. We talked about it, but I forget. What was it?
Touch range, add a D something of elemental damage chosen at the beginning of the spell. But yeah, no worries.
how's that radiant damage looking on it?
It doesn't seem to care.
Okay.
I mean, it cares that it just got hit with a bunch of radiant damage.
You
It
know,
doesn't
like-
care any more than like.
It doesn't care more than normal.
Radiant, it's sleep. Fire, wide awake.
That's the
Okay.
real shit.
Elrich.
Gonna run here, and I need another dex saving throw from it as more fire.
That time it succeeds.
So it will only take 8 fire damage.
I love that it only takes 1 less fire damage on its 6 than on its
Well,
fail.
so I roll every time, and
I know.
Yeah.
I understand how it works.
I used it on something last Friday.
Jimmy made.
Oh.
Yeah.
Raknul.
I made Jiminy intimately familiar with the inner workings of Dragon's Breath, but instead of cast on myself, cast on an owl familiar.
Yeah,
Oh no.
You're a bitch.
that is a
I know.
stat I love
Yeah,
and
I
will
know,
not
I
be
know.
using this campaign.
I know.
Turn tick.
Yes. I know what I want to do, but I also know what a frenzied barbarian would do. And the answer is to dash up and hit him with another bonus action attack.
Mm-hmm.
I will say you do have to move here, but you can move there.
Want to
You
move
can go right
one
underneath
square
me.
up instead?
What? Oh, because
Want to move up 1 square since you already taking the dash action anyway?
but then I'd be farther away from where he might move next turn.
Actually, that's fine. I can
I was about
take
to
the 5
say,
feet movement.
you're a wolf. Fuck off.
I do still only have 40 feet of movement speed.
Oh no, fucking.
It is exactly max movement speed to get here, Liam.
Yeah, what a fucking tragedy. Okay, sure.
Oh no.
Fucking tell it to the
20
person who's been standing in the same spot this entire combat.
22 to hit, Chris.
Hey man, you're
22
healing every time you stand in that
8 points of slashing damage.
All right.
Rolling low, unfortunate.
Unlucky.
Samayula.
Yeah, obviously just the same shit. And I'm going to keep the healing spirit on. Oh, did not. That is not the crit. Unfortunately, I accidentally double clicked. But 24.
Almost.
Yeah. 9 points of slashing damage again, and strength saving throw again.
It fails.
It is not prone.
Is that are you aware it's a large creature? Does that matter?
I mean, Jimmy is also a large creature.
A target is a creature. It does not specify what size.
All right, you dig your teeth into it, rip it, and trip it onto the ground.
Yeah.
You can trip an arbitrarily large creature.
You can trip a creature.
Could be large.
You can trip the dragon god Tiamat if she rolls below 13.
All about snapping those Achilles tendons.
Seris.
Yes.
Yep.
Seris will Can we like run underneath these trees here, Chris? Is that like the room for that?
I just tried to and he didn't let me. But I also don't know if it's a tree. It looks like broccoli.
Broccoli are just tiny.
It's broccoli. I was leaning towards no.
Okay, so it's more like shrubbery than like
it is more like shrubbery here.
Than like a tree. Okay.
Shrubbery.
It's one of those fucking holly bushes that landscapers plant everywhere.
If you're going to isolate yourself, can I make a request to isolate yourself within 30 feet of me?
Within 30 feet of you?
Yeah, that'd be nice. No particular reason.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, we can do that. How's like that look good?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be fine.
Be fine, be good.
Yeah, just in case it tries to get at you.
Yeah. We'll move ourselves like right here.
Yeah.
And yell, "It hates fire. That's what made it run."
Very helpful, Seris.
In my turn there.
All right. Well, it's fucking in blood rage mode, dude. It's gonna fucking kill Riona. It's gonna bite Riona.
But first, it spends half its movement speed standing up.
It does spend half its movement speed standing up.
It only has 45 move speed left.
Riona, this is a 24.
Yeah, that hits me.
Let's see. 7 piercing damage, and then Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oh.
Hey, that's good.
Damn it.
Ha
It's gonna claw you though too.
Question: who's still blessed? Is it Elrich? It's Elrich, Raknul, and Seris, I think.
Is it not the person currently being mauled?
Did you roll Constitution saving throw after getting mauled, Liam?
Shield of Faith? Let me check.
No. Riona already rolled and failed. I think Liam got hit a long time ago. Just fucking, let's just.
Oh, okay. I do need another concentration check for you on Shield of Faith.
No, it's gone. It's gone.
Is that not what the Constitution?
No, the first one she cast it again. That was for.
Cast it again, Nick.
I didn't know. Sorry, I did. I missed it.
Okay.
And
Sorry, my bad. So I need to roll Constitution again.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, you're good. All right. Liam, can I get a retroactive Constitution saving throw from you? Because they are right. You should have done it.
It no longer has
Nobody's
blessed.
All right. Well, I wasn't using it anyway. No one was actually. 2 spellcasters and a permanent advantage barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is gonna claw. Try to claw you again. That's an 18.
That misses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it is. It's much less scary when it's fucking clawing for its life.
Good to know.
Not scary. Morgan.
It's gone from scary to disturbing.
Morgan.
Hey, Morgan takes 1 point of healing.
You're welcome.
Gotcha.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations, you are being rescued. Please do not resist.
Rescued so hard.
Sorry, roll 20's acting weird. Morgan is going to cast Magic Missile at second level.
4 darts.
44 plus 4, I believe it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you believe the one person who says it should be 1d4 plus 1 for all 4 darts. But, like, you roll once and then it's all of them.
Yeah.
That is not
16.
16.
Nice.
You stick your hand up and it goes. These little tiny, like almost like pinpoints of light fly out and like almost hang for a second and then shoot like daggers into him.
And I'll just very carefully pick up my knife and end my turn.
All right. Leham.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly right over this SOB. Right over the top.
Could you? You're
And,
above him now. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just fly.
Just enough so that I can hit him.
Wow.
Or actually, I'll fly like right above.
Isn't he like 15 feet tall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is
Alright.
30 feet.
Nope. Yeah.
He has 30 feet high speed.
It's fine.
Are you above me?
Yeah.
Standing on the shoulders of Raknul.
You know,
You can go ahead and attack.
he has a nice
Eye to eye with the beast.
lovely squish to fall on.
You bring your hammer
Hey.
down on its head. All right. You hit. You're gone again on your audio, but if you'd like to do something, feel free to make the roll.
If you do something that requires a... Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Takes 10 damage.
Does that include the +3 radiant damage from you being Asimar?
It did not.
It did not. He also gets
Okay,
that.
so +3.
There's
All
no
right.
trust to be correct about Asimar's, Jimmy.
It is not looking well. Riona.
Oh gosh, it's my turn again. Kind of want to hit it, kind of want to heal, so I'm not gonna die.
I mean, my turn.
How's that feel?
I mean, my turn's coming up and it hasn't left my range. If you need to heal, you can heal.
Yeah, all right. Riona's gonna heal 10 hit points.
All right.
She can just do that.
If I stand here, can I Dragon's Breath over Morgan and Riona and hit it because it is so tall?
Yes.
If I need to move over here so I can hit it, that's fine.
Do not take away my newly earned health.
I'll let you in this one instance that I don't want to be held to in the future. Dragon's Breath over their head. Wait, how tall are you? Are you tall?
I'm like 5'10", 5'11".
I'm kind
Morgan is very short.
All right, I'll allow it.
And it is 15 feet
I've been
tall.
convinced. Looking over Morgan's head, you're able to do it.
All right, Morgan, there's a flamethrower above your head.
Do not
Don't worry
jump.
about it. And then I need a dex save for 7 damage.
Ooh.
13?
13 does not pass. Oh, let me double check, but yep, 14 is the save. So it
All
takes
right.
7 fire damage.
And with that, as you breathe into its face, Samuel. Nope. All of those wrong names. Liam brings his hammer down. It smacks into its jaw. It twists. Its eye, those yellow burning eyes that you've heard about in folklore and had terrified you as a child at night, stare right at you as you unleash this torrent of energy within yourself. The flames leap up around its head and just surround it, run down its flesh. It begins to try and claw and run and get away somehow, but it's too late. It is slain.
Awesome.
Cool. Great. So glad that thing's dead.
Got him.
Morgan is going to stand up because he never got up from when he was unconscious.
Oh my god.
Which I'm just realizing now. So he should have had advantage if he ever attacked me. But he's going to go over to the trapped woman. And he's just going to say, "Oh, it's been such a bad day. How are you?" And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on her at 4th level.
4th level?
Hang on a minute.
4th level? What?
Or not 4th level, sorry, second level.
What kind of bullshit is this?
What the fuck?
So much.
Surprise, motherfuckers.
Her wounds are healed, but she is just still and shaking.
Turns out fucking Morgan's a fucking Saiyan. Every time he gets knocked unconscious, he comes back a level higher.
I'm going to examine the manacles and see if there's any way to unlock them.
All right. And as you said about doing so and stuff, we're actually going to go ahead and call it there. But thank everybody for staying here. We will pick up there with the kind of recovery from that the next day.
Anybody else feeling a little touch tired?
But if anybody, what are they supposed to do?
Like,
subscribe,
Like, comment,
share,
subscribe. Follow us on Twitch.
Firstborn child, make a blood sacrifice.
I mean, we'll take
Care for
second
the winter
ones,
properly.
It's fine.
send us
check out the
questions.
full moon.
Ask Chris for his homebrew monsters.
For the blood sacrifice.
Oh, I thought it was.
Add me on Kick.
Well, how else would you blood sacrifice?
Swipe right on Tinder.
Create a memorial Facebook page for Kobe Bryant.
And
Ooh.
catch us next week.
Too soon.
All right. Good night.